Y'all all right? That's what we got to do. We got to come in and get it in. I put my mic here, so I got to come on in here and get it in. It's just time at this point now we got to change what we've been doing. If you want to get better at something, you got to put more into it. That's just being honest. Anything you want to be good at, you got to put a lot into it. They got people, they say that's a natural. That don't mean they don't have to still put nothing in it. You got that? Because you still always got to critique stuff. That's why we hear people say you're good at what you do. Well, I want to come out, I want to critique it. My goal is to be Bnym with Alahym. That don't mean you won't make some mistakes, you won't forget something, as long as it ain't Qatar. See, people will try to grade you on their scale. Ah, if you were perfect, how you missed that street? That's how we get messed up and people fall away. They get you. Being Bnym ain't as hard as what people think it is. It's just being willing to make sure you don't have no defects and no fault when it comes to the Torah. The only way you're going to find that out, then you got to be tested. Y'all know that? Don't y'all know just like with martial art, their end is to kind of power themselves over and to find your weaknesses. Take your strength and make it your weaknesses. That's what we don't use. That's all the devil been using. Our strength, they use it to our weakness. Just like Kadeem. She wasn't a dummy. He took her strength and made her weakness. When he asked her, he said, you couldn't eat of it? She said, not only he said we can't eat it, we can't even touch it. He know that when you do though eat it, you're gonna be just like him. And that who desire wouldn't be to be like him? Somebody that don't fall to no defects, never falls short, don't sleep and don't slumber. Who wouldn't want to be like him? But he established a way to be like him. Y'all know that? And that's where we missed out at. People will use your strength, I'm telling you, make it your weakness. Just like in football, you know, sometimes trying to overpower a man ain't always the issue. You lock him up to the right and make him use his strength against him. A lot of people get beat like that, they just don't recognize it. That's why we got to turn in and we got to use our mind to come and be taught so we can stop and we can get rid of all these defects. Find out where the chinks at in your armor. Somebody say, look, every time I come, I get hit. That's where your chinks at. You don't get hit with your chinks at. Y'all got it? Find your weaknesses. Then you find your weaknesses, you correct them and you make it your strength. Y'all got it? When your enemy come back to attack you that way, he won't defeat you that way. Y'all got it? That's our end. Y'all got it? Well, that's why we here. What's going on in the news today? Same old thing. The world collapsing. And these people are trying to figure out how to keep us down. Financially, really, destroying us ain't really hard. If you beat us financially, a lot of time we give up anyway. Because we'll naturally believe that our finances will make us save. Our finances mean that we all right. Our finances mean like, quote unquote, God is favoring us. That don't mean he favoring. As Dawud said, a little that a Sadiq man had said more than all the treasure of the wicked. That came from a man that was rich and wealthy. He realized something. When a man lives Sadiq, the little he got is more than all the treasure of the Russian. You'll see these people, that stuff, you'll set your heart and set your desire to these people, but they ain't got no real consolation on the inside. You gotta have a comfort. It don't matter what you get, it gotta be a comfort. There's a lot of stuff you can get, just not comfortable. It looks good to people, when you get it, ain't no real comfort in it. When you get satisfaction in yourself, you can be happy and content with a little bit. Y'all got it? Have more pleasure, have more fulfillment, have more shusha, joy than these folks have with everything they get. They keep getting compounded because they don't have enough. They can't get that happy. They can't ever get to that point where they feel like, you know what I'm saying, I'm in somewhere in a completeness to where I don't need everything and it don't take everything. But for some people, when you ain't happy, when you ain't settled with Yahuwah, you'll constantly keep running and chasing because you never get a completeness. Y'all got it? What a man like Yahushua would be in here. How much did he own? How much did he have? Nothing. Yet he had Shusha. And the fact that he fulfilled the will of Alahym. And that's our goal, to try to get that completeness with him. Me and I was talking in the restaurant a little bit earlier, just talking about how a lot of things he putting us in a place now. This virus ain't going nowhere. Now you can pull out against it. I'm pull out for it. They're gonna be with this. I mean, this gonna turn the lives of us. If it wasn't for this disease coming in the way it is, a lot of us wouldn't be considering now. You know what? You didn't realize how good things were. Maybe not fine, but just the fact you can go anywhere, you can pre-plan, and the whole thing when we were doing it, we shouldn't have been, because he been telling us sufficient is you. He said, he told her though, he said, you don't know what tomorrow brings. Now people say, hey man, hey, how about next week, me and you do lunch? I mean, if either one of us don't be sick. If we don't wind up getting killed from COVID. I mean, it's people that actually consider, but that's what we supposed to be thinking before COVID came. We didn't have no bread and people planning out years and months and all this stuff, because you don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. You one traffic stop, one traffic accident away, one heart attack, one stroke, one blood pressure rising. You don't know. I mean, every one of us, we one step away. I told you, the man got us in repossession. He want these bodies back. He want to put them back where they came from. How about sometimes you have stuff, they say, go put it back where you got it from. You had to go back. You go ahead. This come from the dust. He said, I'm putting it back in the ground. I'm repoing. That's what Mr. Yahuwah, everybody here, y'all in repo. So we had to get us a shirt made. So for y'all at home, you and Boogie get the dance. Daniel, whoever, we need a shirt. We in repo. Y'all got it? We need to start thinking like that, make a difference. So how much you want to put in it since he's going to get snatched? How many of y'all ever seen a repo truck they rent in a sofa and they be tracking you? Read license plate. No joking, now they round up sunshine. They pop in a plate, look, I found one. You know, guess what? He got the molecule Shamut. That joker got everybody's license plates in him and your VIN number. It's just a matter of time before he catch you. You gonna park somewhere and you gonna sat. He might catch you riding. Y'all know that? Right behind the wheel while you driving, just close your eyes. Make you go down the street and say, you know what? I'm finna put you in the repo bin. You're like, how? Because you finna fall asleep behind that wheel and hit another family head on and kill them all. I'll use one to get 5. We don't know. We don't know. Whatever you got is temporary. If you ain't feeling well, it's temporary. Because either you're going to get well or you're going to move. If you're feeling well, it's just temporary. Eventually, you're going to get sick. You might recover. You might move. So whatever your situation is, it's just temporary. So I wouldn't get myself too wrapped up into too much and put too much into a whole lot other than your salvation first. I'm a believer that when you start to kind of put yourself focus more on your mortality and the fact that you're leaving and you need to make reservations now on where you're going, a lot of stuff, it ain't as pressing as it usually be. It really ain't important as stuff is. It's all right to have things to do stuff. At the end of the day, you still got to remember, you're in repo. You can get repoed on vacation. You don't know what, I mean, you can be anywhere. You can feel good and get repoed. I mean, the man got us in repossession. It's just a matter of time before he catch up with us. So our goal is to make sure we get it right. You say cut the number down. A lot of our people that are not here considering. Some here consider for a little while, but you'll eventually you'll fade kind of back off. I'll tell you. Eventually, we'll get the numbers down. Then we'll get the number down because Mr. Yahuwah got to do a short work. And sometimes to do a short work, you know what you got to do? Hello? You got to cut some stuff off. You could go the long way. You got to hurry up and get there. You looking for a shortcut, right? Because you got to get there quickly. Well, Mr. Yahuwah got to get here quickly, so he got to do a shortcut. Y'all remember he had a man, he said he was well, I guess you'd be Rosh Unsadiq, Abad servant. And he told her, give an account of your stewardship. Hold on, let me go back over everything I done did. Everything I did, I got to give an account right now. How much you owe? Cut the bill. Why y'all think he did it? Because he had to give an account. So I got to go back. I got to hurry up and cut this short. And get what he got it to him. It was still right. When he got there, he said, right, Mr. Yahuwah going to cut the numbers short. Why y'all think he put all these people out here? He not intending to save all these people. He done told you, if Yahuwah said he going to do a short work, Yahuwah gave y'all a marshally about a servant who was not right. And he said, give an account of your stewardship. And the only way he can get it right, he had to cut the numbers. If you owe 100, quick, write 50. You owe 70, put 30. I got to cut that thing short, and it still got to be right. You know what we done learn how to do? Cut it short and it ain't right. That's the difference. We got to cut a lot of stuff out because we got to make sure we're right when he get back here. When that man tell you give account of your stewardship, what you going to do? That's tight. That's where we at. We got to make sure that thing right at the end of the day. So a lot of things we have to start changing up, start adjusting, got to make changes with things because at the end of the day, you got to look at if something you're doing ain't working, why you still doing it? Why you still doing it if it ain't working? Then we got to make, sometimes it could be critiquing, it could be adjustment got to be made. Some people say, well, just stop it. It can work. You just got to learn how to adjust it. Got to learn how to make change. Do something different than you've been doing. Y'all know that? Nothing just going to stop and just go away, especially when you're talking about your enemy. Nothing just going to stop and go away until you learn how to kill it out. When Shaul asked her if you didn't be coon with the Mashiach, he told you to seek those things which are, what was it at? Above where the Mashiach sat on the right hand of Alahym, told you to set your affection. Here we back to affection in the heart, ain't it? And not on things, well, on the right foot. What happened with you? You dead, you moved. And your Kai supposed to be here. When Mashiach, who is our Kai, shall appear, Then shall you appear with him when? In Kabul. What got him to Kabul? Had to move. That's right, his suffering. Translated him over to move. Then he told you to do something. Mortify, that means kill it out. Kill it out. Kill it out, your members. He said, kill them out. And that's what that's what I want to do. We want to suppress them. He didn't tell you to suppress them. He said, kill them out. So those are the things they're going to keep us from getting in. Got to mortify it. Got to kill it out. You got to get rid of it. And that's tight for a lot of them. You got to kill out something and get rid of something. We don't want to do it. We want to suppress it. When you suppress it, it'll come back. You get people that tell you got people that lifelong aspirin takers. Not for they tell some people take them blood pressure. People don't know aspirin actually thins your blood. Did y'all know that? People with heart problems, that's what I tell aspirin thins your blood. All I got to do is give a nigga like 50 aspirin and bust his head open, he'll bleed out. Don't tell nobody I told you that. Because I'll deny it. He won't tell you. I'll be like, that ain't me. But yeah, get a nigga 50 aspirin and bust him in the head, he'll bleed out. So you see that it's things you take. If people just keep taking, they say, I keep having the headache, I have to keep taking aspirin. Once you fix it, they'd rather suppress it. People good with suffering and going through stuff. And some stuff you don't have to suffer. You just need to get rid of it. People put up with bad relationships. People put up with stuff you don't have to. Kill it out. Get rid of it altogether. Y'all got it. So you can get some relief. That's what he came to do, give us relief. All we've been doing is suppressing stuff our whole life. We suppressed our ideals. We suppressed our creativity. We suppressed our heart, and we suppressed our hates. That's why it come back and it hurt us so bad sometimes. That's why we're so violently destructive among it, because we suppress instead of learning how to either make adjustments or just altogether just kill it out. You got to learn how to use it. Hello? That's why we him. We couldn't get taught this stuff on our own. People say it's useless. It's not useless. When a man or a woman get completeness in themselves, then that's beneficial. That's better than all the money in the world. You got a lot of people real content. They not behind, they just making it, but they got an understanding. You got a lot of people that's ahead financially, but you behind when they come down from the spiritual sense. You behind when they come down to intelligence on how things kind of work and flow. You know, every nation or nationality kind of have their own views and ideology on how the world works and how things work. The Indians are so pressed. Indians, I don't know, how would you be an Indian if you're in America, born in America, but that's another. If you're an Indian, you must have to be from India. But you know, the nigga, and he would be the 19th dumbest nigga in the world. They would call these folks Indians, and these folks from India if you're an Indian, okay? So anyway, that's a whole nother story. But they had an ideology where everything kind of coexisted in a chain. You know that? The Indian believed there was a belief behind, even with the animals and the styles and different things. You get when they call him lone wolf or running wolf, because his characteristics were similar to. You know what I'm saying? They would call him maybe Great Buffalo because they would know about the buffalo and how the buffalo interactions were and how his dominion was and rule. And they look at you characterized. You know, I might call you Chief Running Water. They understood the Bnym and how it runs and how it can break open and how it can feed others. And they looked at your characteristics. They looked at everything they did had to go back into nature. There were certain hunters, when they would kill an animal, you know what they would do? They would take the dung. Now, you have some that would drink it. Amazingly, that's what Yahushua taught us. That would. Y'all didn't know white hunters do that? How many of y'all didn't know that? There are white hunters, they teach them that. You kill it, and you drink some of the blood of it. You know, we killed Yahushua. Y'all ain't gonna believe what we did. We drank the dung. He told you that the Kai was in it. Y'all got it. They killed an animal that was skilled, and this animal was crafted, and this animal had a bit, and the animal was strong, and I conquered and I killed it. So I want to take part of the life of it. And hopefully I will have some of that strength, even though I took it down. So we took down Yahushua. And we just thought it was fitting that we should have some of his dung, since life was in it. Make sense? And then you got others that would take it, and they would pour it on the dung. I mean, they'll take the dung and pour it on the ground. Y'all know that? And they would cover it up. The same thing we do. We get it. You cover it up. They would pour it back. It's like put it back into the rocks. They felt like they were feeding it back and giving opportunity for more Kai to come. Just like we're planting us into the ground. Isn't that right? So you can reap a harvest. So a lot of things, they had a system where they realized how everything exists together. And that's what we have to learn how to do. Just like the other arms and nations around us, we had to all learn to coexist together. You know where Yasharaw's first dwelling was? It was in Canaan. Canaan, they call it. You won't believe it. We were not the only people there. He left other people there, and you ain't gonna believe what we had to do. We had to coexist with them. We had to coexist with. We were never a nation that other people weren't around us there. How were people coming to the door, to the gate, and trying to sell us stuff if they weren't around us? What were these people traveling? Y'all know fish are spoiling that heat. You've been taking too long. You riding home camels. These people were right here near us. If you were bringing stuff for us to buy on Shabbat, what other day we buying it? So we did learn how to trade with other nations. He realized you can't survive by yourself. In the 23rd chapter of the book of Alahym, they call Exodus, Yahuwah even told us about when he brought us in, when he sent a Malachi to keep us, what was it in now? In the Iraq. What he wants to do with them, be what? Beware and obey his call, his sound. He said, cause my shimon, and he won't pardon your iniquity. He told you that I was going to send you into the Iraq, where all the other Gui. He said, and you know what he told you? He said, I won't drive them people out at one time. He said, unless they're right. He said, it'll overtake you. See, you ain't big enough to invest. Man, you know what? We need the whole planet to ourselves. Because you be the 20th dumbest nigga on the planet. The man clearly told you, the Iraqs will overtake you. You think the few people, Yasharal and Yehuda, could control this whole Iraq? Don't y'all know how these animals start populating? How these trees and bushes and plants start overgrowing us? He said, the Iraqs will overtake you. So the man had to set it out to look at, you can handle this. To know that is important for us to understand something. We with our eyes and with our belly want a whole lot of things. You can't handle all that. I listen to everybody have plans. I love a lot of stuff people got. A lot of stuff ain't tube for you because it'll pull you away. Everybody ain't strong enough. People say, well, you can do it. This is a bad idea. You be the 21st dumbest nigga on the planet for this. For you to use me for your set of why you should be able to do something. Called preacher do it. Don't ever use me for your mark on why you can go do something. Because you finna shoot yourself in the foot. You be the 20th nigga who actually is the first nigga, and California and New York, California have dropped down to 2 and 3. Don't ever use that. Everybody in a different place when you do stuff. I don't care what I tell you, it just ain't fair for everybody to do the same thing. Everybody got the same ability. That don't make me better than you. It's just certain people that handle certain things and things don't phase them to that point that they pull them away. I remember I had one who had some apartment. He worried me to death about them apartment. Oh, I got to go and get it. I ain't going to tell you just a name. Oh, I got to go. Oh, it's a mission on behalf of all the Mexicans in medical. I must go there. I said, it's not profitable for you. It took him years later, out of all the hate and anger he had me, to come back and realize it drawed him away, just like I told him. It pulled him away. I said, I told you that stuff will pull you away. I can have millions of dollars. All you're gonna do is buy a bunch of roach-pointed shoes and start pinning a bunch. You can't kill all these roaches. It's too much food got me aimed. We don't need every Mexican with pointed-toe shoes. You just can't have them. But a lot of times people are looking and think, and I use him for, he's just one person, it's a whole lot of y'all. Everybody can't stand a whole lot. A lot of stuff, it just don't be profitable for you. I'm telling you, you got to put so much time into stuff when you get it. And when you got to balance your time and your salvation, that get real difficult. Because you'll be balancing the thinking you got it, and you really don't. The other stuff you got is more pressing. And before you know it, you so far away, even they testify, they said salvation will fall from them. Yasharal testified in the book of yesterday. Y'all know that. They said salvation will fall. How you fall when you got the Nabaim? We ain't talking about nobody coming on saying it. We noticed the Nabaim. You got Alahym, and them folks said salvation will fall from them. Fall. That means we had to sit back and got to consider. See, they could say it because they waiting on Yahushua to come. Yahushua done came. That shouldn't be your testimony. You should be able to say it's Nadi. Y'all hear me? This very thing is Nadi. Y'all got it? And that's in the Dabarim we preach. So we come in and proclaim liberty to the people, and they'll use gospel, which is close to gossip. So I don't like gospel. Who know what gossip is? That's something people just experience. It's not even necessarily true. Too close. Gospel and gossip is too close. I don't use it. It's good news. It's tube news. When people hear some news that benefit them, you say, man, that's good to hear. Don't you say that? That's what the bar is. Especially when we understand the premise of how he designated, he designed this whole thing. What we get ready to hear, this is some good news. Isn't that right? We talking about our liberation. You'll have other countries get up, they'll call themselves the Liberation Party, people call it. These folks all naming what they got from us. Only reason the nations are getting government because we had one. Y'all hear that? He established the best government ever been set. They can tell about Mizraim government and other nation government before Abraham got established as a people. We always been a government people. In the gun we had government. Didn't we? Adam they had government. How did the animal know to come to him? They already knew where the supreme ruler came from. They already knew where they'd come and see. He set a lower court under him than the high court we had here in the land. Isn't that right? You want to go higher than that, you got to get to Yahuwah. When Yahuwah come here, this man going to establish his throne right here. He going to set up, it's going to be mosh pot when he get him. These folks talking about going up to the Supreme Court. No, Supreme Court coming down. Then y'all testify these see it come down. Y'all hear me? The man going to set, the court's going to be in session right here. That's why we got to be right. You know what they do sometimes? I don't know. How many of y'all familiar with court besides Dave? Dave been on so much. They said one time Dave went, the judge gave his robe, took it off, said, ain't nobody know more than this man right here. And put it on Dave. Dave said, I'm going to send my own set of prison. But sometimes, you know what happens? Like people with tickets, the prosecutor will call you up sometime and they became, Ashley, come in for a second, I talk with Ashley. So you got this ticket right on them. Say you want to go ahead and pay this ticket. You want to take up for the judge. I'll go ahead and give you that fine. And you just go ahead and we do this and don't point me on your record. We sell that for this, because when we get here, when that man set up, you're going to have court costs involved. This man not going to cut no deal with you the way I'm trying to cut now. So the state trying to cut one with you before we go. How you want to plead? Someone asked you before we get started, how y'all want to plead before we get started? Everybody here guilty, raise your hand and vote London for. They say, they say, all right, everybody who didn't plead guilty, your trial gonna start today, and if you found guilty, you say everybody who guilty? I remember one time when they come back, I saw something like, man, bro, like, I looked around, I ain't see the police down there. Usually they write you a ticket, folks don't know that. Then they changed the rule. It used to be that you write them a ticket, and the police, the rest of the officer ain't down. They cannot convict you on that because your witness not down. So I went to the Card County. It was 1998. We sitting there, man. I looked around there, man. He said, how many of y'all not guilty? I said, I looked around, I said, he said, everybody who not guilty, we gonna bound you over to a court. I said, yeah, guilty. I'll go ahead and try to change my play. Like, man, I want this thing to get more serious than what it is. Getting about looking at it, I get out. Man, like, it's going to get more serious than what it is now. And that's how we don't live now. We keep thinking we're going to get out. You ain't going to get out. You don't get in. So we're in here trying to reconcile that thing while we got opportunity. Y'all got it? That's what Shaul came to. He gave us the ministry. He said he got the shower of reconciliation. See, you can't have it yourself. He said that's what the whole ministry about. That's why he's so important. Can you imagine that? You trying to reconcile. That means trying to get back together. Sometimes you got people trying to get back. It don't work with them. Then you get a mediator to come in, try to fix it. Hold on. I hear what you're saying. Okay. Sometimes you got to get somebody to come in and get both parties to hear what the other person's saying. Because you fighting it out of rebuke, out of the fact that you might be hurt or you just angry. You don't want to hear. You need somebody to come in and cause you to hear. You know, Yashra won't hear Yahuwah. So he put somebody to come here and bring with a minister and say, what your minister going to be about? I want to feed the hungry. I want to go around and heal sick people. I want to build a house. And you got somebody say, well, I need somebody with a minister of reconciliation. Your job is to go in here and try to reconcile this thing. I need you to help me and her get back together. Her being the feminine in the sense of when you're dealing with Yahuwah, him being the masculine. Y'all got it? He's trying to get his bride back together with him. He said, I need somebody to come in and help him mend this thing. Hello? How many of y'all had a broken leg or arm? Let me see your hand. 2 people, 1, 2, 3. You had what you had, broken what? Oh, she said, Mr. Billy broken bucket. We don't fix buckets. Those are man-made things. We talking about physical stuff on your arm. You know what I'm saying? Talking about how pee kept falling through the bottle. Yeah, that's the difference. But so you did, how many of y'all, again, 1, 2, 3. You had a broken, okay, right. How many of y'all fixed it yourself? So y'all had to go somewhere, and the other person fixed it. Nobody, hold on. Ray said they didn't fix it that time. Hey! I can't use everybody! No, So, but for those that did, how did you get it fixed? And you're right, and because nobody fixed it, it healed itself in a different manner. It feels crippled, okay. But no, that's something to consider. But guess what? What he's saying is that's good because of the fact guess what? That's where we are if that ministry of reconciliation didn't come in. The book even told you yet still in your qatar, which is symbolism to just like we're saying with the hand not being fed. They had to get somebody to come in who could amend. Who could put it, you can't, don't y'all know, little simple thing like breaking on the fact that you got to go and let somebody do it tells you what? You without strength and you without ability. Think about you in Kentucky. You know how many folks trying to home fix themselves? It's just like them home COVID kit. Everybody gonna come up negative at home. All you gonna do, you do it one time, I got 200 positive. I'm wait 10 minutes, go in and take another. Don't go so far. After a while, I'm gonna put on my lip right here. See that? I knew I ain't have it. Because who did it? Who diagnosed it? I did it to make me look good. I did it to make me feel good. You need to be somewhere somebody going to be able to fix the situation for you and going to make it right versus you just feeling good. That's where we at. That's what I'm telling you. Churches, synagogues, I'll put them at the top of the list. Any place, mosques, everybody. Let me tell you, it's just time to come back and reassess everything we've been doing. These people lives on the line. While people got their own individual ideology of what they're trying to do, let's source back to what happened in the beginning. I don't know, man, so these bastards going picking up rocks. Pick a rock up, put on the telescope, chop the rock, bust or get samples or run it with chemical, do it just to get a date on the rock. And the folk won't even check their religion. Got a point. Millions of dollars study. Folk go to college, get degree after degree, just so I can analyze and study and dissect the rock and when it came. I'm trying to find dinosaurs, when they were here, when they existed, how they wound up being terminated. Why you ain't looked at man when man got here and how man getting exterminated? I don't respect none of that foolishness. Isn't that right? I don't believe none of these folks fools. You ain't got enough sense to try to go back and predate what you studying, what you saying you believing. Man, these religions ain't got enough time on. Islam ain't got 1,800 years on it. That's all the word. These folks claim it's been 5 million years. What people doing before 1,800 years and I make it 1,800 in 1 year? What were they doing then? Give me the one day before 1,800 years. What were people doing and believing? How did man exist? These people don't want to deal with no truth. None of these religions. Everybody just want to tell lies. Let's get back to the source of who are you trying to copy. Every GUI nation have picked up a God because who are you following? Everybody just didn't come up with a God. Somebody seen somebody with an Alahym. That was us. That be us. Isn't that right? When they come down to the servitude of Yahuwah, we ain't get that from nobody. They've been established. In my language, it go back further. It go further than the cool. It go back further than the middle. This thing go back to the beginning. We the ancient. Isn't that right? We got the ancient. We go back to this is the first communication for man we write when man start writing and start communicating with one another. And he used things that other men knew about. You knew what the bakar was, that they called the olive. We knew what these things were, and this was our communication. How am I communicate you with things you don't even know and I don't know? So the only way for us to communicate was to exchange opinions. That by definition for communicate is to exchange opinions. Our opinions never gonna come because we don't even know the same thing. So guess what happened? We don't communicate. Man had one source of communication here. These other people got in and changed it. Now we got to come back and I got the minister of reconciliation. I got to come along and call every GUI a nigga. They know what that be. I don't care who I go say, oh, nigga. They know what it is because they call you one. Everybody know. I got to pull everybody back in and get everybody right. That's what we here for. Y'all all right? Our goal is to sit here and look at this, the bar, and make sure we get this thing right and make sure we don't get an understanding. Joe all sharp. I got it tied and everything. Joe, how many answers you going to get right today? You don't know. He don't get a lot. That's what I'm talking about. Give him that confidence. Do you feel pretty good, though? You feel pretty good? Feel like you know some stuff? He's thinking. Yes, sir. Out of the, He said N needed him. That's why he got you down there. You only down. You ain't down there for yourself. You down there to help N out. See that man? Look, he got to do something different. He said, man, when we can't get no answer, all up. He said, he said, to do something different. Y'all got it. That's what I'm talking about. Keep it up. Joe, how you feel though? You feel like y'all get some answer though? What you thinking, Gavin? All right, that's the way to feel for you, Lou. How you feeling? What you thinking, Ian? He said y'all gonna have zero answer right. That means y'all gotta really be ready. You gotta be ready to quote them scriptures like you had last time, remember? Even though they ain't go with nothing. Huh? You can't go wrong with Romans 15:4. That's your foundation. Now you gotta leave your foundation, start building. Isn't that right? You gotta do like Shaul said, not laying the foundation again. Ain't that the truth? Some folks just keep putting down foundation. He said he can't lay it again. Isn't that right? He says it's already been laid. We appreciate it. You ain't got a tuxedo suit jacket on. You ready there, ain't you? They won't have it. That's what I'm talking about. Keep that fire. Look, Karen said he ain't got one answer wrong yet. All right, Mr. Yahuwah, we're going to go ahead and try to move forward, see what does say Mr. Yahuwah. All right, kind gentlemen. Most High Kudashaba, in the Shem of Yahushua, Yahusha HaMashiach, Hadu, for all you done and you granted unto us for this opportunity, another yom we've never seen before. While disease and pestilence are ravaging the whole Aratz, the Alahym, which is the earth, the world, we yakra upon your Shem, which is called upon your name, and seek you for our redemption, that you would change and enter into our lives by the way of the dog, which is the enter in our hearts by the way of the door, that we might change, that we might mortify the things that we do that are contrary to your Kudash will, killing out the things which that go against your separated desires. We yakra upon you again, call upon you again, that you will blot out all of our kata and our ma'al, which are our sins and our transgressions. Grant us an understanding in our laws, which are in our minds. Baraka us and grant us the Ruach HaKadash, unto the human redemption, that you would grant us the spirit of separation until the day that you come along to mashpat and vindicate us. Barak us with all, which shall bestow a gift upon us with all, that we falter, we faint not, that we don't turn to the right or to the left. Barak those that are watching in, which shall bestow a gift upon those that listen by way of internet as you see fit. Grant them an understanding, that they'll turn to do your Kudash will, which is your separated will. Search us and try us, and see if there be any Rasha Darak, which are any evil ways. Cast it from us and lead us in the Arak everlasting, which is the way of life. Let the debar of our paw, which are the words of our mouth, let the meditation of our laws, which is of our hearts, be acceptable in your which is in your sight. And as we prepare to move further, we palau, in which we ask that you take full control, that you get the tahalim, the praise, the kabod, the glory, and the kabod, the honor. In the Shem, which is the name of Yahushua, Yahusha HaMashiach. Let us all say, Amen. All right. Woo, woo. There it is. Woo, woo. How y'all do yesterday? What y'all thought about the Layla? Y'all learn anything, Layla? Good. I know it's getting later. A lot of people not gonna make it in. That's why it's our goal and our expectation is to work to make sure we make it in. Y'all hear me? If you come here and you don't make it in, it was a wasted trip. Isn't that right? Because all the tools are being at your disposal, given to you to make sure you get it right. You can't go to none of these places and ask no questions. You can't go nowhere and sit around and people take their time to try to go over things and make sure you got clarification. These people on a speed move. These people just trying to run through, Get it, you don't get it, you don't get it. Keep moving, keep going. Don't worry about it. Pray about it. Teach yourself at home. If you can teach yourself at home, man, don't need you coming. I got people that watch me too. I ain't no fool. I know they watch me, then they got their own home study. I wouldn't suggest it. I've never been a believer of that stuff. I tell people, I have folks all the time, they say, let me ask you a question. They have them all the time. Let me ask you a question. What you suggest I read? What? Like, what you suggest I study? When study where? You know, so I can get better. Why don't you go with what I told you? What up? He up here trying to teach them something. He going over something, and he going over. Now, Yahushua in 24th chapter and 20 and 44, he said, these are the Dabarim I spake in you while I was yet with you, all things. And you sit here, you reading the book of Maccabees. I'll slap the piss out you. Man, trying to teach you running over something else. Set your behind down and follow.
That's right.
What's always trying to run somewhere and find something else? Go over what you've been taught.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got what I'm saying? He told Barnabas, the things you heard of me, go get your own books and make sure you get it. No, man. He said that's the same thing you're supposed to commit to the others. That's right. For always trying to get some extra stuff, that junk be pissing me off. I ain't never went my place. What you suggest I study? Why not go over what you've been teaching? Mm-hmm. Why not make sure I got this before I try to get something else? Mm-hmm. I don't know. That just wasn't up me. I ain't do that. I remember some folks, they get together. They say, yeah, you know, somebody get together and we read. I never did it. Never went. Remember, I never went to no Bible study. I got a pastor. I ain't going about how they just get on that some nigga. Oh my boy, I mean, just read some stuff. They go, no, you got the wrong person. I'm not interested. Come tell you what happened. I'm lawful that home study teaching themselves. I don't watch nigga bungle up so much stuff and then try to make me fix it. But go ahead on leave, cause I didn't teach you that. See, I was looking at it. So that's your problem. You should have been looking at nothing. You should have been going on what you've been taught. But he put some stuff together. Listen, when I tell stuff was so raggedy, he was so hurt, he pulled out. It hurt him, cause it was just tore all up. He just messed it all. I mean, it was completely messed up. And he thought he had got it from me teaching. He had studied it, went over it, and went through his own little study with it. It was a complete disaster. I said, I never taught. I said, I don't know where you got that from. He said, that ain't right. I said, no, it ain't right. I said, I don't know what you were thinking. He like, but I was looking. I said, I don't know why you were looking at it. It don't make sense. That thing hurt him so bad, he just pulled it. That was it. See, that's what happened. The book told you, you'll be ever learning. And you'll never be coming to about it. Man, let me tell you, it takes humility. You read, you just can't be grabbing stuff because something look like something and put something together. It'll start out, and a lot of folks start out, and they'll be like, man, I'm connecting these dots. And you mess around, ain't no dot. You just start drawing, just run across the way. You been left them dots. And the book talking about, he said be dotting about a question. That's how, dot. You know what? You had them dots right over the Nakud too. He said they be dotting about, dotting all that. You got to slow down. This way here, let me tell you something. More than anything of knowledge, it's the humility and being able to hear. That's just being honest. It's an understanding. Look at Shemuel. Shemuel didn't even know Yahuwah. But look at his servitude he had. Why wouldn't you? And the man could hear. The man could hear. I know I heard a call. When I went back to my teacher to see, he said, I didn't call you. Go back and wait. I hear. He told us when the next time he called, you let him know his abode hearing. Let him know somebody that submit to his will of hearing. And you do, that man start opening things to you. That's why I tell for the first time I be anybody out with, I'm just honest about it. I don't know, I just don't know. I ain't gonna be telling no lies. These folks just waste time. They want to try to make themselves big what it is and make a mess. All that we learning is great, don't get me wrong. But if you don't have humility and you can't submit yourself to something, son, you just wasting time. Son, you are wasting time. This whole thing about submitting, that's what he wants somebody to submit. Even with Yahushua, being a Ben, he submitted, just like a son do to a father. He took it, a man will take, ain't a man gonna let you just whoop it, but it's daddy. He submitted, this your will, I'm gonna submit to you. You are the hierarchy in this relationship, I will submit to you. He said, you know what, I'll deal with you just like a son. You know why you look at him, dealing with him as a son? How many of y'all here got kids, got a son? You die and you leave, how many of y'all gonna give it to me? You know you'll give it to an heir, especially one that'll please you. He looked at what the average father will get it. Typically, I know we do things different because now the kids screw up so bad, but just typically how things were done, it was left to the Ben. So being a son wasn't just about him submitting, him being disciplined. It was the fact you will be an inheritor. You're going to inherit everything I have. just like a son does from a father. Y'all got it? That's why it was important for him to exemplify the behaviors of a son and let you know that he was the Ben of Alahym. It was the people, man, what you talking about? Saying you a man, you saying you the Ben of Alahym. I'm trying to tell you, I'm an inheritor. I'm going to inherit all things. Y'all, so people don't think this will make you number 22. Dumbest nigga on the planet. You don't get it. How do you think you're going to possess Shamayim? You're going to have to be a son. Okay. I'll show you something. Don't worry about it. 15:4. Listen.
For whatever Nikatah before.
For whatever was written before was.
Nikatah for our Lamed.
To show us so that.
We through endurance.
Through going through. Without giving what? That was you, Buck. That was the right answer. That was Allen. Let me say, Allen, that was you. That's the right answer. Well, they getting better already. And you rubbing off already on them, ain't it? So that's all you can do is do your part. And through
Nakum,
consolation of the
Ketubim,
we might have
Tikva.
That's what I'm trying to tell the people. That's why let's look at something right quick since we brought that up. See if 26, no, 26, 25, 26, 27, 25, 25, 1. Barashik. Listen, 25:1.
Then again, Abraham took a Ishah, and her shem was Keturah.
He put added. Same. Come on.
And she bare him Zimran, and Yakshan, and Medan, and Median, and Ishbak, and Shua.
Right here you put Yashbak. Where you put Yeshbak. Uh-huh.
And Shua.
Okay.
Shua.
Where you put Shuak. Go ahead.
And Yakshan begat Sheba and Dedan.
Here they put father, same thing. Because when you look at begot, you always got to remember that's from the father, okay? Because he's seeding. And?
The Beni of Dedan were Ashurim and Letushim and Luimim.
Let me see something while we were talking, why it's important to look at this, because this still go over to farmer type mentality. It's important for y'all to pay attention to certain characteristics. I'm reading it with y'all, okay? He told you he father. What does a father do? Somebody said he feed what? That was your man, I thought he said, what I said, and just a little right, like, I'm not even remember this conversation. That's right, he sees. So that's what you want to look at. So when the father, Yakshan father, let's say Yakshan seeded, all right, of Sheba and Dedan. So from his seeding, he reaped. Unfortunately, we don't look at it now. These are things we counted Yahuwah to be able to, you look at just like when a man gets a wife and he sees, he gets. So they looked at it. He fathered, he seeded, he planted. Father, he planted, and guess what? This was the harvest. That's why he's going over the harvest he got. Y'all got it? He told you to, what was that? Alahym is not what? Whole. What is the answer? What you say? He had it before. Y'all just want to see what y'all was saying. He right, Alahym is not marked. Whatsoever a ish sold, the same. So he's showing you he fathered, he sold. They understood the primitive. That's why this is what people don't look at, how a seed worked. These men would plant a seed. Look at me. He fathered, which we know he did more than one time. But look, this is harvest. Sheba of Sheba, and Dan. Listen, and the Bnym of Dan, from that seed, that one seed he planted, that made, listen, and the Bnym of son. So Dan had some seeds come out. These were harvests that were coming up from him fathering, from him seeding. That makes sense to y'all? Mm-hmm. That's what he was trying to tell. Whatever man sow, that's what he gonna reap. Y'all got so things for them that was critical for them. Just like how we use, and Yasharal would use, and people use, when they put things down, if you reap, that's why it's so important for us to get back to the elements. Because all these were symbolic to recognize what the Alahym recognized what our labor was, or what we done. We put out a harvest and we don't get it. It's because something ain't right. Something's not right. So it make a man start looking at, did I plant in the wrong field? Is it the ground itself? Is it that Alahym himself has struck against me and he had made the Shamayim, the iron and brass above me? That he didn't give me the Ma'im? And why? Because of something that I need to go back and I need to look at and Tony Smith. You know what we do? Oh man, that's how the stuff working now. Just things gets crazy. On the food, this will make you the 22 dumbest nigga on the planet. This will be number 22 because everything that happen is to make you go back. So when they weren't seeded, things didn't happen. They looked at, I got to go back and look, is there something in me? It's something I've done. It's something that I've done. I need to go back. You know, man, never look at like the disease out here, all this stuff. Solomon, they call Solomon. He told Yasharal all these things that happened when he talked with Yahuwah. All these things, if they get put to the work, if locusts, if pestilence, if all this stuff will come up, if they come back and they yakra on you in this Malkum, he said, then hear from Shamayim. If they come here, he said, if they get taken from their Arats, from their land, and if they can't get back, if they turn, he said, then hear from Shamayim. Hear their call from Shamayim. He already knew he taught. Everything he said was complacent or dependent upon us getting back there. He knew everybody not making it back. He couldn't be if it would. Don't make sense to tell us to turn. Then he said, all right, then if my arm, which Yaakov by my Shem, call by name, if they'll humble themselves and seek my pioneer, and you ain't be what he told you to do. There's somebody on both ends, turning and that you're moving away from and that you're turning in the direction of. Then I had to hear. Because the whole thing he asked me about, he asked him to hear. See, he said, if they turn, then I'll forget. He said, no, then I'll hear. See, this is all dependent upon what? If this is the direction, I'm turning this way. He listened to me. Because that's not the agreement we set. It don't matter if I'm doing like this. My God is hearing me. No. You turn toward the whole agreement was that we get back, we turn back. That we'll move away from the things we're doing. So all these things were real symbolic. It makes sense to some of y'all. Mm-hmm. Because we be doing stuff and we don't be considerate. It was important. Why did he tell you about Daniel that he went and he prayed that he palal toward the east? Toward the Kadeem. Why was he telling you this? Because he knew it don't make sense. It don't make sense. I just pray anywhere. I'm Daniel. I just pray in the line, then west, north, south, east, west, both on south, east, southwest, north, east, northwest, north, south. Because it sounds, but you know how that stuff feel good too? People who in error. Because that message. That spoke to me. Because you're non-directional people. We don't take direction, let alone go in the right direction. So that's the whole thing dependent upon us really paying attention to understand. Just looking at it, it's important. This was important for them. See, when these folks established this shoe, whether or not he will favor them in a sense, because you look at, I'm fathering, I'm planting. Then if I'm not reaping a harvest, then that means something's wrong. Everything we do should make us consider him. Go back, people say, you know what? You superstition, you always thinking God and everything. You always throwing it. These people got us away from thinking about Alahyms and everything. I said there's a purpose. He's telling you about them seeding because there's a purpose to this whole thing. Okay? We look at it, he just giving, no, there's a purpose. Okay? All right, let's see. Number 4. Oh, I'm sorry, did we finish that?
Yes, sir.
We did.
Yes, sir.
All right, next one. All right.
And the Bny of Midian, Ephah, and Ephar, and Hanak, and Abida, and Elda'ah, all these were the Bnym of Keturah.
See that? All these were the sons of Keturah. That's what came out of her field. Let's see what happened. What's behind?
And Abraham gave all that he had unto Yaskat.
What did he do?
Gave all that he had unto Yaskat.
Let's see what has happened.
But unto the Bny of the concubines,
Because Keturah was not his only wife. That's why I told you he added. Because that was not his only wife. He also had concubines. He just told you that those were her children. So why would he be telling you about some concubines? You only add if you already got something.
That's right.
Okay? But the Bnym of his concubines, what did he do?
which Abraham had, Abraham gave Mattanah and sent them away from Yaskat his Ben, while he yet Kai,
While he was still living from Yasakat, where?
eastward
To,
the east country.
that's why he sent them in a place where it gave him the right direction. See, the only reason they got something because they were part of the branch of Abraham. So who you think Yahuwah gonna give something to? You saw how he read how he gave some stuff away to some other friend, the people who he made confederate with. Everybody who he gave something to were the ones that connected, that seeded out from him. Y'all see that? And these are the things that we have to sit down. You gotta consider. Why do you think this salvation thing, we like this heaven thing we had rolling, going to heaven, and God saved us and giving this Holy Ghost and all that? How exactly were you supposed to get this when you weren't seeded from? You're not. There's a connection to who he's going to give it to. He's not just giving. Why you think, man, taking he gave something to these people? How you supposed to get it? Huh? Listen, let me see that. That's how that works. That's how that works. Let me see this again. Hold on. No, start here. But to the Bnym of his concubines, who were to Abraham, see, they were Abraham's. Abraham gave gifts while he was still living and sent them away from his men, Yasakah, eastward, to where Kadeem, what they use for east here? Kadeem, Kadeem, to the land, Arise of the Kadeem. Let's see something. I'm gonna talk. Say that 2 and 36. Who know what I want? There you go. Don't try to act docile. Yeah, actually the apostle. 2 and 36. Matter of fact, let's do that. 2:22. Acts of the Apostles. As they call it. We know it's the Shalachim, Acts of the Shalachim. Let's say I want 2 and 22. Let's see. All right. We just reading together. All right. Let's see. Listen.
Ye Anashim of Yasharal, Shama these Dabarim.
He wants you. So we talked about the Shama is to listen with the intent to do, or with the intent of doing. Y'all hear that? This is what he's trying. When he's telling them Shama, see, when you don't know what word mean, you don't know. I just listen. If folks don't listen, won't pay me no attention. They said, because I'm sleep, don't mean they ain't listening. Because you're in a state of some consciousness and more of a state of unconsciousness, which is going to come in, is going to be a hindrance towards your performance. Y'all got it? Why you think he told her, therefore we ought to get a more serious state of mind to the things? That's right, because unless there any time, see that? Because he let you know about if these things were steadfast and every transgression receive a just recompense and reward, how shall we do what? If we do what? So Shama makes sense for us. Listen with the intent to do. Because if we don't, then we can't get away. That makes a difference. When they look at it, or you look at it, from that standpoint, it makes a difference on how you hear. Am I just reading to read? Men of Yasharal, listen to these words. Yahushua Nazareth, a man who is attested to you by the Alahym with miracles and with wonders. And I'm not paying attention with this sense of trying to make sure I comprehend. Because you're telling me this for a reason. We talked about everything has a purpose. What is the purpose of you telling me this? So that's why I'm listening, because I'm listening with the intent to perform and do something, but I need to make sure I understand what you're saying. Dwayne will say this sometimes. Actually, he said, let me get this straight. So you're saying, and so he's trying to get clarity, so to make sure, no, I distinctly remember you saying, that's why I asked for clarification. So we're reading for what reason? Clarification, so we don't get it, making sure we don't go out and do something and assume we did something right. He's had people that have done that. When it came down to all Yahoo, you don't have to go and get it in the all Yahoo in the 6th chapter. Second Beth Malachim 6th chapter, about the last couple of verses, when they sent out, and the book said they erred the message. They erred in the message. The message went out wrong. They heard it, but it didn't get delivered right. We heard that happen again somewhere else. Hands. Dwayne Beecher, or did I miss this side? What you got, Dwayne? Tell them about it. Tell them. He see that? He aired the message.
Wrong.
That's not what I wanted.
Wrong.
Wrong. All right, what else? That's right. The Mathida that betrayed her, they assumed he wanted to know what was going to happen to Euchanan. He saw him laying on his breast. He wanted to know, and what's going to happen to this man? He said, if I will, he tear it till you come. What that got to do with you? You just follow me. And they went out. He said that he wasn't going to move. He said, I didn't say that. The writer came and said, he didn't say that. He just told him, if I let him stay till I come, what does that have to do with you? You just follow me. But it told you, here again, they aired the message. So we can hear, well, what we're going to say? They didn't hear him. They heard him. They weren't listening with the right intent. See what I'm saying? That's why we're trying to make sure we're listening with the intent to do. So he's telling these guys to shama these words, okay? Go ahead. Because this reads different than yours, but go ahead.
Ye Anashim of Yasharal, shama these Dabarim, Yahushua of Nazareth, and each approved of Alahym among you by miracles and wonders and acts, which Alahym did by him,
Perform through.
in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know.
See that? All right, let's see. This.
Him being delivered by the determinate counsel and foreknowledge of Alahym, ye have taken, and by the Rasha hands have crucified and slain.
Let me read this. This one delivered over by the mouth of, which is the paw, of the predetermined counsel of Alahym. See, Alahym, see that even when people do wrong, think about the council that came up together to say that we all consent to, he need to. I'm asking for both hands or say on crucifying. All them folk, he said them folk already predetermined to do that. So now what we found out about that? Because Lord Jesus, why they had to do my Jesus like that? Again, showing your ignorance. You saying things that don't pay attention. Is this something we just find? He said it was determined by, it was already set by Alahym, by the predetermined council. I already set these people up to do it.
Necessary.
That's right. It was necessary. Make a difference, don't it? And then this is the thing, we went with that and folks put that stuff out of another. Had they not killed my Jesus, them devils killed my Jesus. Had he not been slaughtered, been a Zabak slaughter, you wouldn't have the opportunity for ransom.
That's right.
That's what paid the ransom. That's what redeemed us. Made up for a bad aspect of something. And then letting you know, Alahym, his foreknowledge, already set there for. You have taken through the hands of lawlessness, which means you went against the Torah. Now how they go against hands? Oh, I got a hand already. How they go against the Torah? Bam, already on it. You weren't supposed to touch his Mashiach. That's right. See, that's what. So now think about this. Have you taken through wicked hands and counsel, through lawlessness? That's what Kataim is. Kataya, sin. Lawlessness. You take it, listen, you have taken through the hands of what we put less. Y'all got it? Less, just like less would be if I gave you something you had $5 and I took $2. You still have $5. What do you have? Less. That's what they did. So guess what happened? To say lawless is to say they took away from the law. Y'all see what happened? They changed the value of the law. That's why he was so angry when it come down to the Kohanim. Because the Kohanim, their lips should keep knowledge, and the people should seek the Torah at their paw. Now these people have made the law and done damn it because now they made it less. Y'all got it? It makes sense. Lawless. You devalued it. You took away from it. And that's how you let them know how they took him. Because you went against what the Torah told. Touch not mine, neither do my nabar no harm. Denounce and put to moot. These folks, the man even tried to tell you, he said, who you want me to crucify? Barnabas or you want Yahushua, your Malak? What they want? No, they told him, he said, he not our Malak. They don't know, he not ours. They rejected it. Let's see what happened. A little higher. Alahym, appreciate it. Alahym.
Whom Alahym hath combed up, having loosed the pains of moot, because it was not possible that he should be holding of it.
Let's look at prongs. Can we look up that, please, Pastor? Our young people want to know what prongs is, ain't it? Pains. Yeah. Let them say it. Pains. Necessary. Listen, a sudden, sharp pain or painful emotion, okay? That's what you look at when it comes down to moot now. He's telling you about the prongs, the pain, sharp pains or painful emotion. And this all they give us? Shooting, twig, stab, spam. Okay. Let me go back. Please. Thank you, sir. Alahym combed him up from the moot, having loosed the prongs of moot. So that the pains, those sharp shooting pains of moot, all the things he went through, all the things he suffered in order to get to this point. Alahym loosed them, okay? Sometimes people say, man, it just hurt, man, I can't do what I used to do. Those are the pains, okay? So look at these prongs, the sharp pains of moot, because it was impossible, meaning it was no way it could happen for his hand to hold by it, for it to be able to keep him from it, to keep his hands. They put in his hands. It was not possible that he should be holding of it. Holding of it, it's in his hands. Which is going to make sense based off of what we read, because it talked about how Alahym did signs and wonders. Y'all didn't pay attention. It did tell you, it was said by his hand. I would watch, I had to pay attention to everything. That's why I told you it worked. So now it makes sense that he tell it wasn't possible that the prongs, the pain, shooting pain, it was impossible to keep his hands. Now it makes sense why he appeared. What did he show him? Because that's how it been working. He had been healing and feeding people. People that all the signs weren't done by his hand. When we read Barashit, the first chapter, tell you all he did. His hand. All things show it by his hand, because this is how man typically work, or how he creates by his hands. They ain't have no computers. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't doing telepathy. So a lot of their planning and things they done were by their hands. Y'all got it. Even when they come to shout, when they came to Shemuel, what were they concerned about? His strength. Now they know his strength. He could do like this and you start levitating. Because he put these on you and start throwing you crawl places. So these folks wanted to bind him and they want to make sure he kept his hands. Because he was strong. We need to get him quick. Fasten this man down, because this is how he's killing us. He's taking us down with his hands. This man catching foxes. How he catching them? With cages? He catch them with his hands. This man got a lion. Ari come. How did he kill Ari? With a kick? His hands. So these folks looking at, what were you trying to keep this man from doing? I need to keep this man's hands. The police come, show me your feet. Put your hands up, nigga. Because your hands, you could pull something quick or do something. And what they want to do with your hands that they get you? to keep you from you doing anything hurt or anything. So this is what we're looking at with the prongs and the pains of death. The purpose of killing him was to keep his hands. So I had to pay attention like that. That makes sense. His hands to hold by it. Killing him was an offer of keeping his hands down. It made sense. They already dealt with Shamshun. Putting the eyes out don't work. The blindfolding don't work. They already did blindfold him. Remember they told they want to know who hit him. That's what they did to Shamshun. Then they put his eyes out. Later on, what wound up happening? His hair grew back. His hair grew back. They took the man in and make sport of him. And them folk brought him out. They knew we just can't do that. We don't see that before. Where a nigga wound up getting loose and killing us. That's why it was. You gotta put in the mood. If we gonna stop his hand from working and performing, since everything he done and Alahym is using his hands like he used Shamshun's hand, then we gotta move. We gotta make him move. See, people think a whole lot more advanced than you do. These people who let these folks translate this and get it better, you don't think they already looked this over? How do you stop a man? We done already got killed one time by somebody we just sat here and thought if we just blindfold, if we just hold him in prison. And get what they learned about in prison? It's not possible to hold him. It's not possible to hold him in prison. That's why they knew the only thing to do to him is to move. But Alahym combed him up from the moot, having loosed the pains of the moot, because it was impossible for his hands to hold by it. Can't keep him down. That's consolation for us. That's consolation for us. That's why them people walking around, them folk were crying. They thought that was it. He was dead. That's it. What happened if you're dead? That's it. That's why they walked. They were mournful when they were walking. Because we supposed it had been him. We've been living with somebody these people couldn't defeat. They couldn't take down. Moot has always been a fear for just about everybody. So here a man that come away and done took the Yara, the fear, out of Moot. He took the power. He took the sting of it. Same thing with prong. That way, where the sting. He told you where the sting of it. The prongs, the pain, the shooting pain he did was just like a woman when she has a baby. What that? I just had that pain. These women had a pain. Y'all remember that? Getting them shot, they said, woo, like a sharp shooting pain. Prongs. Right? Similar to carrying what? Okay. Carrying a life. That's what Yahushua was doing up down. In that respect, he was in effeminate. That's what it was. He was in a feminine state. If he bared our sin, or he begot our sin, well, that'd be he festered it. No, that's right. He bared it. I carried it. So that's where you get the prongs, the shooting pains from. Y'all got it? But then it come back to let us know that they weren't able to keep him. What are we looking at him? Shabel, a rope as twisted, especially a measuring line, as measuring a district or inheritance. A noose. Okay, a violent pain, spasm. I spelled it different than that. I ain't got no M's in the end of it, so I put some on there, yeah. So now we're gonna let it look like spam. I just go with spam. And then we move the S out, it's spam. Or treat meat, same stuff. I couldn't tell the difference between one of, y'all remember treat meat and spam? I don't know what would it, I'm like, I don't know one of these things from another. That stuff made me sick. I look at the can, except for pork and Mike. So shabal is what they use with prawn rope, just like this, which makes sense because they kept tying them up. And remember with Shaul, what did he do? I mean, with Shalmael, what did he do? Shamshun, what he would do? Because it was impossible. But that's why it was important for us to know he was a Nazareth, because of the fact that these same attributes are happening. You see that? So when the people looked at this, was giving them a consolation. Let's go back. Appreciate it. He said, just childbirth, we talked about that good one. Especially of childbirth. That's how he knew, that's why when they talked about he bore our. That's right. Just like caring, just like a mother do with children. And we represent him from that to who? Hands. Somebody else, come on. Who do we reference him to carrying a child? Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Come on, Joe. Y'all think about it. Come on. Think of Jordan. We got a hand. I got to get my young people. Between these two, who y'all think got the right answer? Josh or Austin? That tight. He gonna mess y'all up. He know I'm gonna come back. Let me see. We'll find out. Yeah, we gonna have y'all on the true honor system. What y'all had your hand up? All right, who? That's good. No, you can. That's what we talking about. Yahushua, who we referencing him to. Somebody y'all were taught to carrying a baby. Alex got an answer. Who you gonna try, Alex? You ain't heard your hand, but you talking. I figured you had when he pointed at you. False information. Do you have a guess? No, Matter was saying Alex got it. You ain't got it. You know who? You want to try a name? Who y'all want to try? Who? No, I'm talking about y'all got a guess. Who else got an answer? John said he got an answer. Oh, a bunch of them got an answer now. Okay. Look at that's sweet. All our cool Ray they had that. Call them. What the answer? Oh, we can. I can't talk. I gotta be silent. Yeah, I got enough. Silence. All right. We're gonna try Josh. We're gonna see Hump. See how Hump had it. Hump. That's right. The mother of your cold. I don't know why you brought that up. I told y'all that they said who you had. Recall. That's right. Recall. See what you use. How many of y'all don't know what he's talking about? I don't need it, but I'm gonna explain it. No. What he was talking about, he said the mother of Jacob. We talking about Rebecca. Okay. What he was mentioning about what Rebecca was when he talked to his Abba, when he talked to his mother, his aim, Rebecca concerning Yasakak by going in and deceiving him as though he was Asu, who they call Esau. He told him pre-adventure. He said that my Abba will look at that I deceive him. And now he was going to pronounce an all-R on me instead of Baraka. So she told him, she said, let it fall on me. So her saying that it fall on me is not her carrying a child. She was willing to take on his reproach. So that's what we look at with Yahushua, the reproach of them that reproach. That's right. So you got to look at it now. Later on, y'all don't forget, you do know that he did find out that was your code. So whatever for to fall on your code, fall on her. So she's somebody that could truly say, the reproach of him that reproached thee fell on me. Y'all got it? But let me say this now. Guess what else we can look at? That was already predestinated. Because she the one came to him and had to set up to do it. He didn't come up with that and say, let me do it. No, she came in and told him, quick. Your Abba told our suit to make him such savory meat as he. She told him, quick, you go get a goat. I'm going to start and give it, and you go and give it to your Abba. That he looked at, whoa. And if he find out what happened, then he's going to pronounce an all-R on me and not a Baraka. She said, let it fall on me. Let it fall on me. Y'all got it? But we were talking about, so I had to explain our other folks stuff too. So we're talking about the fact that we looking at a woman who bared a Ben, okay? That Ben in the deliverer of cost her life. Same thing with Yahushua carrying us. It cost him his life. It cost him his Kai. So now whatsoever was written aforetime was written for our, that's right, to show us that she wound up moving, not from her own transgression, she moved in order to deliver. So guess why Yahushua wound up moving? So we could be delivered. How are we going to understand it unless you use a pregnant woman? Got it? Makes sense to us. What was your answer going to be, John? He said, yeah, that's what I said too now. he said, yeah, recall that one now, yeah. How many of y'all had a different answer that time? You had a different, who else? Who said, who did you have? Who? Ka'ua. That she bore life barrel. Yeah, it was. Now I was saying, thinking how long it could have took you to think of that right now. You're right. But she actually conceived it herself. Her story was conception that she conceived. Y'all got it when you look at her. That's when we found a woman that conceived on her own. I mean, well, I might look at somebody else, but she didn't conceive it from him. All right, 22 and 24. Then we already read. We read at 25, 2 and 25. What they would call Acts of the Apostles, so we call it Acts of the Shalakim, which are the sent ones. 2 and 25, listen.
For Daoud speaketh concerning him, I foresaw the Adon always before my pani, for he is on my right hand, that I should not be moved.
So that I should not be shaken. Now, why that gonna make sense? Hands. So what, huh? What you gonna say? That's right. He's exactly right. He told you that he was on his right hand, so he should not be shaken. Because you read in the 12th chapter of the book of Abarim, they call Hebrew, he'll told you that, he said once more, he said, I'm not going to just shake the right, he said, I'm going to shake Shamayim. He said it was signifying and removing. He said that those things that are shaken won't be removed. That's why he just told you he was sitting here, he said, I won't be shaken. So people think about Shamayim shaking, they think about where he at. So you got different levels of Shamayim. And when you look at in the 24th chapter, I think in the book of Matthew, he told you that the powers of Shamayim. That's right. He told you about the Kukabina. They're going to fall down. All that he's taking it down. It's going to be removing. There won't be no need for him. All this stuff going to fall down. He's going to establish his Malkut. Only thing going to be standing is him, symbolizing who? Hands. Hamback going to try it again. You know the answer, though? You know the answer? You think you might know it. Who else think they might know it? So we're going to let Humpback, hold on. It's just repeat the question. Do you have an answer?
No, I heard it, but I just need to make sure I heard it right.
He said he heard it. He just need to make sure he heard it right. Okay. Signifying, all right, Humpback beat you up this time. We're going to see. Somebody else hand out there? Or Ern, all right, hold on, Ern. We're gonna get Ern out there. Don't be trying to discuss your answer with nobody either. So now what the question was about the powers of Shamayim being shaken to start everything, he's going to fall down, okay? He said he won't be shaken. He's not going to be moved, okay? So everything else falling down. Now this is symbolic to something we saw that we read. Hands. So I got 1, 2, 3 hands, and I got 4 out here. Come on, tell them who it is, Ern, and get the answer right. Your wife, she might give you a little something later. Tell them louder. Hold on, tell them louder. Benjamin, you say you thinking Benjamin? Hold on, Benjamin. Why? Tell them why. Yeah, because his stalk was standing, everybody did obvious to him. So you just twisted up something else. You ain't just get one wrong answer. You got 2 wrong answers to one question we didn't have right. First that was Yosef. Yosef was standing. His sheaf was standing. Everybody made obvious to him, which means they all bowed down. It was similar to them falling down, laying down, that they made obvious. That's what if you do it, you go down to the ground. You look at some, they'll lay flat on their rights, symbolizing the one standing. So, okay, we twisted up Benjamin, and we used that. I mean, you could use that one. I wouldn't do it. Now, what congregation you a member of? You know how you come, excuse me, I'm going to ask that my cousin. What church you a member of? I'm going to say, go back, you get back to your church now. Now, that's give him half a song. Give him a little piece, give him a teeny weeny piece, like the Val did when he stole my fish up there. Give him a teeny weeny piece. You gonna try it too? Hold on. You said repeat the question? I got it. Somebody get somebody. Now Humpback had a hand, him also had a hand up first. They're getting it late now. A lot of explanation. Now, how many of y'all said this time Humpback got it? That's tight. Let me see them hands. Yeah, Alahym now. Oh, you saying Humpback got it too? Oh, let's see. We'll check it then. Humpback. We're gonna see Humpback. This Humpback trying to redeem itself.
I say when they stuck the tower next to the idol and he knocked the idol down.
Yeah. You talking about they stuck Dagon beside the other? Yeah, they stuck Dagon. After we had lost, after our Abbas, our fathers, they lost the Taba. They went to get it. I'm using Taba ox for the ark. I can't remember what the title for the ark. When we lost it, and they took it from, we went and we got it from Shiloh. And we brought it down, and we were defeated by the Philistines. They took it, and they put it in their bed in the house with Dagon, their god, their Alahym. And when they put it in, when they came in, Dagon was laid down. And they picked Dagon up and put him up, signifying the first time. The second time when they came in and they put it back up, Dagon was on the ground, and the palms of his hands were broke off, and his head. Let them know I'm the only one standing. He told you yet once, I'm going to shake it. He said the second time I'm going to shake this thing. We shook it the second time, that was it. One don't need to put him back up. Both his palms were broke off and his head. So it made no sense to put it back up. So Yahuwah, see, these was natural thing we had to say. It couldn't stand there. It couldn't stay there. Yahuwah, no, and this stuff can't say, I set it there. And when I get ready, I'm taking it down. Make sense? Yes, sir. All right, let's see. So in order that I shall not be shaken, let's see what happens. Therefore,
did my lob rejoice,
and
my tongue was glad. Moreover, all my basar shall rest in tikva.
in surety he put him. He put tikva for that? No. Batak. Batak is how you pronounce it him. We want to write that in there. For surety, put in Batak. I'm sure it's not B-E, but there's no B anyway, so by the time I argue about the E, I need to argue about the B too. All B's not bad. That's a little B, 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 boop, 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 boop. Whoa. If he ain't saying that to no nigga now.
That's right.
You're singing to a nigga, take that chair and tear that room up, get all that house.
That's right.
Burn the house down.
Burn it down.
All right, so I put Batak. All right, come on.
Because thou wilt not leave my Nephash in Sheol, neither wilt thou suffer thine Kadash one to see.
And you know why you got to
corruption.
look at this? You have to put here the grave, because if you don't, these folks in Sheol, these folks naturally think that man is burning in the abyss. He's not. His man went to the grave. Okay? When they put in Shakak, that's what they put in. You say what now? Oh, corruption. I'm sorry. But the grave for Sheol, we'll make sure we know his grave for those that look at that Sheol. They're going to put people in when they come back, they're going to burn. It's Sheol that refers to the grave. Okay? All right, listen. Nor shall you give your kindness to see corrupt. Your kindness. It should have said, nor should thou suffer thou. Is it the suffer thou
Kadash
holy
one.
one? What it say? Kadash one, but it said holy. Holy one to see corruption. We put your kindness. Let's look at this where it's partial. So he'll break it down to get it. Because it's saying two words. To be kind. Kakade. They're saying to pronounce it Kasad. I'm looking at him. This is the Samic. Oh, Samic. But pronounce it. Or more Kasid. The root is Kasid. Kasid kindness is what he actually using. Kasid. Kindness, piety, reproof. We don't want that beauty. Wicked. So Kasid, I'll be used for wicked thing too. Okay. Kindness, piety, pity, reproof, beauty. Hold on. And his severity. Kindness toward us. Should be in the book of Romans. Hold on, I'm trying to think. I cannot know. You just changed again? Oh, divinely. They put divinely Kodashwa. Should look at, let me see, should be in, I can't remember where, it should have said his goodness toward us, but severity. Why am I thinking Romans? What am I looking for? Chapter 11, Romans chapter 11. Since he used it. 11:22. We'll do 11 and 20. See, once I see it, I know where it goes. Oh yeah, all day. That's what we do. Let's see. Let's see what this says. This is 11 and 20 of the book of Romans. And we see why I went over him. Based off what we read, I'm just trying to put it together in my mind. So a lot of stuff I can't just do. I got to make sure I can kind of see it. I want to look at something. 11 and 20, listen.
Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off, and thou standest by Amunah.
Let me say that. Yes, the things that they were broken off in, which they did not among. That's why he broke off from them. Y'all see that? That's why they were broken off. Okay. And you stand by Amunah. Do not be proud, but
Y'all,
why wouldn't we? There are people he broke off and we got it. We don't stand our own because of the Amunah. He said, and don't be proud, don't be uplifted. But that's why you need to fear. Because there are people he broke off for. Now, we all have been in a state of unbelief. I remember he really like tried to tell me some stuff, tried to say, Sal, I cut them jokers so quick, they couldn't defend their standpoint. They just said it's in the book. That wasn't no answer. It's in no book. I ain't asked you where it was at. I'm trying to get you to defend your point and make it clear that why we should keep it. Our stuff they didn't know. They were just going through and they didn't like a lot of us, just cycling through stuff, just saying stuff and doing it. They didn't know why. They didn't know why they did a whole lot of stuff. They just did it. Because it's in the book. There's a lot of stuff in the book. Why you don't do that too? I shoot them with it. They couldn't do nothing with it. So now he got people, he said he broke off because of unbelief. And we fought against it. And he brought us in. And now I'm went in and realized now how we stand about Amunah. We building up. He said that's how we stand. And you don't want to be uplifted, buddy, but you want a Yara. Because it should have been us. How many of y'all used to fight against the belief of Shabbat, what they call Sabbath day? I did. How many of y'all used to fight against the dietary law? I did. Right? What's called Rod said he ain't never fight against them. He also fight when he wanted to feed them women strawberry, try to cover strawberry. He thought, yeah, you thought I forgot about that, didn't he? I don't forget about it. Look at him, look, he know I hear this. He said that was way back. We had a single meeting, that was way back. I had Justin on the computer. We would sit on Rainbow Drive, and he had sitting in question. I was them to y'all to deal with the have a single man. It wasn't but a few of them anyway talking on that. He want to know, I was telling him about, got to keep your hands off and do that and stuff. He want to know, cause he said, what about, can you feed them like chocolate covered strawberry while they lay in your lap? Like, no, you can't do that. I said, the man done gone crazy. Josh out there talking about, what's wrong with that? Yeah. And you stand by Amunah. So don't want to be proud, but Yara, that one really, you realize how you standing. So we're not standing on our own because how the Amunah come? By hearing and hearing. So you got to hear it. The sound is the sound of Alahym. That's what let us know how to build. So when you realize it's only because of the sound or the debug, that's the only right you standing. So and why would you be boastful about it? If anything, you need to fear. Let's see the next one. Listen to this now. For behold,
Alahym spare not the natural branches. Take heed, lest he also spare not thee.
See that? That's true. He went to the branch. They take a tree branch, you could break it. He said, well, broken off. Yahushua talked about, even he talked about the ox. And he talked about every limb in him that didn't bring forth pari. Was what? Was cut off. Right? Well, look at breaking off. Before you start cutting, it will break stuff. We have branches, sometimes you break them off. I see sometimes something might be sticking out. It ain't time to cut. You just break it. And get rid of it, cast it away from now. Because like it's hindering, it's in the way. And he looked at, that's what he did. And that's the branch now that was attached. I ain't break off no branch that didn't attach to the tree. I'm breaking out the branch that attached to the branch. Okay? So that's natural by nature. Natural by sourcing back to nature to be determined. What to do naturally is to be expected. Okay? So it was, when you look at natural, it means to be expected. Okay? So man, he pushed me, he put me so hard I fell on the ground. You ain't gonna believe it, naturally. It's to be expected you're gonna move, somebody push you real hard, right? Okay, or you move, now how to be ground. Perhaps he shall not spare you.
Also.
So when he just told you, don't be proud, boastful, but fear, he's gotta give you a reason why. Why should I? Well, because the book said I should fear. No, for behold, Alahym did not spare the natural branches of the branches, several. Perhaps he shall not spare. So what I should do?
Yeah.
Fear. What'd you say, Ken? That's right. No, that's the same thing. Y'all, I should fear because what if he don't spare me? Y'all got it. We cut out the branches that was on there. He broke them off. Okay? Now perhaps, what if he don't spare you? So that's why I should Yara. Next one.
Yes, sir. Behold, therefore, the tube and severity of Alahym.
On who?
Them which fell, severity, but toward thee, tube, if thou continue in his tube, otherwise thou also shalt be cut off.
See that? He told you that. He was going to serve off those branches, those trees. So now we behold the goodness of Alahym. How do we behold the tube of Alahym? Yahushua. I'm trying to get back that he want to allow his kind one, his Kudash one, to see corruption. He told me, behold the tube and the goodness. I only saw it through him. Then he tell us that he was the ox. So every limb in him that don't bring forth pari is what? It broken off. So I'm looking at the tube of him that he left some branches. He didn't break everyone off, so I behold it through him. This man came up and got us, and he spared us through him. But he looked at, he didn't spare these natural branches. That's why I'm fearing. None of us in here can really, I got a relative say he did that spit contest, but he should have put us on white folks and should have found us over in Ireland somewhere, or Scotland or somewhere else. But these folks, he's supposed to did that test and say trace our people back to Ethiopia and that we were originally Yehuda, whatever he said. None of that had nothing to do with nothing that come down to it. Because if the behavior is not exemplified and conducive to it, you are just as much a foreign deity, a foreign gooey nation as anybody else. Y'all hear? Because he done told it's not determined by the Basar no more. He didn't determine anymore by the Basar. If we did that, it's going to be a problem because then we're going to look at Yosef. Yosef would consider be the ben of Pharaoh. Was that natural? Because he was grafted in. People forgot that, didn't they? I'm going to set up somebody to be the second ruler behind me. It's supposed to be my ben. Unless I graft somebody in. Y'all see that? He was grafted in. All right, we're going to be grafted in. You need to understand that. The graft is when you take something and you enjoin something to another one. You hypothetically, your arm get burned. Okay, skin messed up. You want to fix that skin? We're going to do a skin graft. Well, we're going to have to take skin and put it in there and connect it back to it. That didn't naturally belong now. So that's all you're going to do. You're going to graft us in. Y'all got it? And the only way to do that, the graft doesn't end. So your arm been burned. Is it burned? It been burned? I ain't gonna be able to use it. He said, yep, it been burned. I'm gonna give me somebody that ain't been burned on the arm. Your arm been burned? So I ain't gonna be able to do no graft. I can't do a skin graft unless we burn it. Unless something's missing. So the only way what the graft does end, he had to break off some branches. Where I'm gonna put you at? I keep telling y'all you can't get in, let somebody out. I don't know why y'all keep thinking that man got all that little room sitting around. It's not there. The only way to get you in, I had to get rid of some people. I don't know what these folks think about. I don't know why y'all think that man just sit around a bunch of chairs? Come on in. No, somebody got to lose it. Somebody has to lose. Okay, they finna get ready to have the football about to get ready to have their Super Bowl soon. Both of them can win it. What if both of them play really, really well? What if both of them get their ultimate? I mean, you can see clearly they both have played their best. How many winners can that be? The only way to get it, somebody got to lose. Somebody got to lose. That's the only way to win. How y'all think you getting in? Somebody got the man I told you, he done broke off the branches. That's how you getting in. Through somebody else's fall. How y'all think we do this? Somebody else's fall. So what do you think that make us do? Fear. You're exactly right. Fear. Because somebody else can get in from me falling. Don't be sitting around, I'm here, I'm good. See, and that's the false illusion they give to the white Jewish nation. Everyone I know for that, no, they don't never go keep, they don't never go. They said, well, you don't have, everybody, you go every, I mean, we was in St. Mark, we met that white, she probably been Jewish. They help her eating pork real. I said, look at her, I said, she said, yeah, I mean, the pork not gonna keep you out. She white, I'm just looking, oh, it's not. I don't want none. She was talking, she said, you don't have to go, no, every Sabbath. She said, I go. She said, I know the rabbi. She said, so I go every. I said, here go another dumb drinking beer, whole nine sit up here. Yeah, because they're claiming this is what they've been told. You are God's chosen people. So when they read that he hadn't cast away his people, his army for new, that's assuming it don't matter what they do. She getting in anyway. A lot of Jewish people got that belief. A lot of them don't go on every Sunday. They don't keep that stuff. They don't play with Christmas too. Because it don't make no difference. I mean, his people. His people, he want to yar. His people yar him and keep his amount. That's what he was trying to tell me. Tell his mother, his father, his mother, but they're the one that do his will. If you ain't keeping Shabbat, then you couldn't be. If you breaking the dietary, you couldn't be, Mike. And all the some of the other, I know some little pork rinds around here. Now you gonna say these niggas how try to get some chip, man, pork rind. Oh man, my son or cousin over here about 5 years ago had it. I ain't even read the pack. I mean, I don't know what's. They ain't got a pig snot all on it. Every time on the bag, and you know what pork skin, stop it. Yeah. So that's what he want to see then the goodness and the sharpness, which is severity. The goodness, the fact that he left attached to the tree, the odds. Severity that he broke them all. So we're looking at the tube of Alahym, which means we're looking at the odds, which everything attaches to. The fact he didn't cut us off. Mm-hmm. Isn't that right? And see, if we don't, and now, if you continue, which is gonna put us hands. Well, young people, he finally got one. Let's get it. At it. Hold on. Do I need to repeat the question? He got it. You got it. What?
Endurance. No.
Wrong. Y'all was fighting. He told him, Matt called him, Matt, you get half a point. Matt said, I seen it coming. It's the noon. That's fine, you had noon. Who else had noon? That time. Well, at this point, everybody got it, because we just called it. Who all had noon? So now, because you got to think about this. If you continue, the only way for them to understand it is based off of their language. What do they operate in? They know with seeds, you can always go back and plant. So you will continue to have a harvest. So guess what happened? This is what we were looking for, continuing. Y'all got it? So this is how they're going to understand continue. It's from the noon. That's getting back to just the bare minimum, just to the base. That's the principle of the idea. In order for things to continue, when he set the gun up, had he not set up the way he did, it would have diminished. He set up based off the noon. When he told everything to bring forth, hands. Let me see. No young people had a hand up. No, okay, I know. You own it. You own it, Ken. I got you. So now I'm gonna see. Y'all gotta get this right. Cause I heard the answer, and that answer is like real wrong, right now. Huh? That's tight. That's tight. I'm gonna see they're gonna pick it up. Say, hands. Now I scared them down. Kerry, you ain't gonna do. You raise your hand, Kerry. Yeah, you don't be looking at Kerry Tussle and cigarette. You see, Keisha done changed seat with you now. She like, all right, he gonna leave it up there. How many of y'all we gonna go with Kerry? Y'all don't get it right. Let me see. Listen, is he gonna get it right this time? He not. Let's see. It's your time. You can show him. You need me to repeat the question? All right, what is it? It's a key I'm missing. Let's see they got it. All right, let's see. Hold on, folks. Stop. We're not gonna use that man. That man, y'all said man. That man said, he said, that man said, I know that man. I know when he did. Them time you watching. When the man said, "Who got that?" Man said, and he put it. So that way, how you can do it when the answer comes. I said, "Who all had it?" He said, "I heard it." Or then he gonna just say, "Please, you be switching up the answer." Now I got y'all to say, hold on, I got a new one out in the hall. Who had that holler? Josh? Oh, Ernest said he got it. You better get it this time, or else you ain't gonna get it. What's it? Hold on, say it loud, we can hear it. Yeah, seed. He's trying to bring forth seed after its kind. Because the seed is going to be the noon. Y'all right, the fruit is going to be the productivity after. So you look at everything seed after its kind. That's the only way we're going to continue. God, the only way we're going to continue, that every ox, even the grass, we're going to have to yield forth seed. so it can produce the kind, so it'll keep it. That's how I stay there. Y'all know what people don't realize? How many of y'all seen people with pretty lawns? You ain't gonna believe what they do every year. They have reseeded. And you know what they don't reseed it with? A different type of grass. That's the only way to do it. You have to keep reseed. It's got to put back down the seeds that you have sort of. People, the grass won't just do it by itself. Weeds will, but with real grass, you have to go back. You'll do a reseed. You'll aerate. All these different things. You're gonna puncture the ground so it can get through the ice, so it can get through, and the seed can fall down. He told you, man, got to dig deep. You got folks throw it on the top, that surface. You aerate. Well, you got to turn it, put holes in the ground. Most of y'all don't know about that, do you? Aerate. So you'll turn. It's a wheel you put on now. It's got spikes in it, right? And you'll roll over the grass and it'll put holes all in your yard. So when you put the seed, he told you, the man, you got to dig deep. So you go deeper than the surface, so when the seed go down, it can take root. That's how it's gonna come up. That's why he bear us. That's why he put us, just like Yahushua told he was in the heart of the rocks. He had to put him in there so he can have root. And y'all know that? That's the purpose of doing it. Just like people who understood people that farm. You put stuff down the ground so you have root. They don't know what to do. That's how you do it. You put root. Some stuff you can cut and you'll leave the root and come back. Y'all know that? It takes like weed. You can try to kill weed. People that kill weed really not that smart a lot of times because they surface kill. You want stuff to go to the root. Don't you know all those chemicals these folks give you, they already know what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to do an old-fashioned style we to do. We go down and you get your hand and you pull. If you pull, you don't get all of it, you got to dig a little hand and you want to pull the root up. Don't throw it and you get it out of there. So now guess what? You don't worry about that coming back. Most of these folks don't know we the pull roots. You pull them on the root. You got folks, they just pull the grass, cut the grass. That's not going to kill it. It still got root. That's why the folk that realized why they couldn't kill Yahushua. He had root. Hello? Yes, sir. Let's see what he told her. Let me see. Do 5 right quick. Kazoom, 5 and 6. Make it 5 and 5. That's why the folk don't realize why he kept coming back. Five and 5. Get through with y'all here in a little bit. This is 5 and 5, a Kazun they call Revelation. Listen.
And one of the Zakanim saith unto me, weep not, behold, the Ari of the Matah of Yehuda, the root of Daoud hath prevailed to open the Safar and to loose the 7 seals thereof.
All he could do it was the root. See that? We told you, that was the root. That's why he can get back up. He left the root. Them folk didn't know what they were doing. That's why they couldn't take him out. The man was already rooted. He the book tell you about that. Told you about rooted and grounded.
That's right.
Right, and that's what got to be, rooted and grounded. Why people get moved, they ain't really got no real solid foundation. You got to have it. Same thing with a tree. You can get a big tree fall over, 100 years. If you pay attention, look at how much ground come up with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Look at how much, see if it pull up a whole bunch of rocks with it. A lot of them don't because they really weren't rooted deep. He told you, man, dig, he gonna build a house, he dig deep. He already look at his surroundings. He said, spare when a man gonna build on the sand. He gotta dig deep. And he gonna try to put it on something solid that can't be moved. It's been here, it don't move. Why would I build on it? That's why I'm serving this religious practice. Simply because it been here, it's something solid. It been here, it done withstood all the test of time. All the test of time, it done withstood people leaving it, going somewhere. When they come back, it still remain the same. Y'all got it. And then his information he give you, his counsel is unchangeable. He never changed. He don't waver from it. The counsel I gave you still stand. Y'all got it. That's what you're looking at, something that stay continual, okay? So that's what he told, he overcome. And see, that's the key to it. He let you know he was the root of. Okay? Even Daoud know. Why you think Daoud told you he heard the Alahym say unto my Alahym? That's right. He already know who rooted him. All right, let's go back to what we had. Finish up, what was that, the 2nd chapter of the book? We finished up the 11th chapter. Go back to the 2nd chapter of the book of Acts of the Apostles, which are the Acts of Shalachims. Now I try to finish y'all up. I know y'all kind of dying out on me. That's fine. It happens. Not all. When I said it ain't everybody. I tell y'all to see. But things change, y'all can't get back one day, y'all gonna see. They ain't gonna change. Listen, this keep going, y'all gonna say it's gonna get really bad. It ain't stopping. There is no cure for this. Yahuwah is intended, I'm going to wound these people. He's going to wound these people. He's going to show it. Everybody, listen, this is going to prove who's going to stand and who ain't. You got to do something different. What all of us been doing got to change. Got to do something different. That thing folding. That man say he's going to come out. He's going to fold that thing like a man do a best shoe. Man, get a coat, pull out, he get it and fold it like that and lay it down. He's going to fold this whole thing and I'm going to roll it up like a scroll. Y'all said you had to scroll almost like that. Yeah. You let it go. That thing said whoop, and roll up. That's how he's gonna roll this whole thing up like a scroll. Yes, okay? Okay. There's 2 and 27. We already read this. So
yes, sir.
We finished it.
Yeah,
You say you leave your county and say Kodash one see corruption. Okay, it's kind to see corruption. All right? Because we beheld his kindness. All right, listen.
Thou hast made known to me the rock of Kadeem.
See that? That's how we know how to do it. He called it something different, though, ain't it? Probably is. Oh, okay. All right, listen.
Thou shalt make me full of Shusha with thy countenance.
See that? With their presence. All right, come on.
Alahym and Akim, let me freely speak unto you of the patriarch Daud, that he is both moot and buried, and his sepulchre is with us unto this yom.
For his tomb. Baratha. You want to put that down, Ali? And Baratha. The O is the U for his. Because that's showing possession. Like we do the apostrophe S. For his, the U is used here to say his. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
That's possession. Similar to apostrophe S. So you use Barathu, for his tomb. Okay? You already read it with us to this yom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Y'all got it? The rest of y'all got it wrote down? All right, let's go. I didn't want to go to it. Was there a reason? What was you going to? What? That's not what we just saw. We saw a different word. I said Baratha was not it. Cool. Okay. Like Kubar. So we wrote down the wrong word. Oh, they put the kuf in front of it. Kubaratha. Kubara. Kubara. Okay. So just put the kuf in front of it. Shiva. What was it? Shiva? Shiva is one. No, Shiva, no, that's the I. Karik. Was Shiva 2 dots down? It is. Do y'all not remember? This one, no, the one is gonna be Karik.
Right.
2 is Shiva. So you want to, this, why you saying it here, because this is basically going to be like a part, because the E is silent. Y'all don't remember I taught y'all this?
Yes, sir.
Come on, I can't remember all this stuff. All I do is just teach y'all. Some of this stuff y'all got a hold. So you seeing it QB, why they put it? Because they're using the Nakud. They're saying Shiva. And Shiva is going to be the E sound, but it's going to be silent. So basically it'll be like an apostrophe here when it's down for how you going to do it. According to Nakud now. Please don't go say, I said that, and then it's cool, okay? Okay. All right, let's say 2 and 30.
Therefore, being a Nabah, and knowing that Alahym has sworn with a Shaba to him, that of the pari of his loins, according to the Basar, he would come up Mashiach to sit on his throne.
See that? Let's sit on his throne.
he seen this before, spake of the resurrection of Mashiach, that his nephesh was not left in Sheol, neither his basar did see corruption.
Okay.
This
Deteriorate, mortify. Go ahead.
This Yahushua hath Alahym come up, whereof we all are witnesses. Therefore, being by the right hand of Alahym exalted, and having received of the Abba the Shabbat of the Ruach HaKodesh.
Hold on, restart. I got something on, restart. Therefore, having been exalted to the right hand of Alahym, and having received from the Abba
the Shabbat of the Ruach HaKodesh, he had shed forth this, which ye now see in Shammah.
So that he poured forth this, which you now see in Shammah. Hands, who know what he was talking about? What's that? All right, we gonna try Josh again? You saying wrong answer. You saying right answer? Right answer? Right answer? You don't get a right answer? All right, let's see. What else? Malachi, you tried to say it, Malachi. That's how you do it. You tried to say it, man. Man done got him right no good. No, listen. Therefore, having been exalted to the right hand of Alahym, having received from the Abba the promise. He told you this in Oriah 24. Behold, I send the promise upon you. But what they had to do?
Terry.
Of the Ruach HaKodesh, he has poured forth this with you now.
See.
And they were sitting in one place, and there came a chorus, a sound. They heard the people. What the argument was, these people were drunk. Come on, people, y'all got to think when y'all read. So you find this got to think. Y'all think about this. What he just said. They now see this and they heard it. This all happened during the time. This during Ukak Shavuot, Feast of Weeks. This is a discussion he's telling them. This is how you got it. He gave the promise of it, but you had to stay. I'm gonna give you the Shabbat, but you have to do something first. You have to stay somewhere. You have to go somewhere, and you have to stay there until you get it. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they seen and heard. They said that's why he was telling them they were witnesses of it. All right, come on. For
Daud is not ascended into the Shamayim, but he said himself, the Adon said unto my Adon, sit thou on my right hand.
Let's see what happened.
Until I make thy foes thy footstool.
Okay. For your feet. You better put your regal on.
Therefore, let all the beth of Yasharal know assuredly that Alahym hath made that same Yahushua whom ye have crucified, both Adon and Mashiach.
Let's see what happened.
Now, when they shammed this, they were pricked in their law, and said unto Kuf and to the rest of the Shalakim, Anashim and Akim, what shall we do?
What's that?
Then Kuf said unto them, repent, and be immersed every one of you in the Shem of Yahushua HaMashiach for the remission of Kadeem, and ye shall receive the gift of the Ruach HaKodesh.
That's tight. We went through a lot of stuff to get that on. Now let's say, Abraham, he took another wife, Keturah. Okay? He gave all that he had to Yasakab. But to the Bnym of the concubine, who were Abrahams, who was Abrahams, for Pastor Dixon. What did he give them? Hold on, what did you say, Jay? What I was saying, that gifts. This man just told you about he's going to give you gifts. What are you going to have to be to get the gift?
Yeah.
You're going to be sons of Alahym, Bnym of Alahym, because that's who Abraham gave gifts to. He gave barakas to his Bnym. There was one significant that had everything, just like he just told you.
That's right.
And amazingly, you know what he sent all those people to? He sent them to the east, Kadeem. That's why he told them to tarry in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
That's what Abraham did. He gave all of his gifts and he sent them in the Kadeem, in the East Country. So it made sense that they were going to get gifts, that they were going to be where? In Jerusalem.
Yes, sir.
Jerusalem. We went through a lot to get there. Does that make sense to you guys? That the only way we're going to get it, they were going to have to be Bnym. You couldn't get it no other way because Abraham didn't get nobody else gifts. Make sense? Yes, sir. That's two. See that? Just said it. That's it. We gotta get this thing right. Here's understanding. We gotta get it. Huh? You set my microphone on? That's all we need. Listen, Akeem, Shara, pastors, stop trying to run this. Them folks at home so pissed with Jaheed right now. Always trying to take over somebody else's congregation. Y'all, we can get this. See, all that, like people just, that's why he told the people that you were no more foreigners. But with, all right, now since you just quoted that, that's what he said. That's what Shaul said. Now y'all just ran out your mouth, you just quoted it. How you gonna justify that? I need hands. That's tight. See, what I want to make you do, I want to challenge you when you start saying stuff, know what you're talking about. All right. Now, Dwight is finna represent that system back there. His answer gonna represent Boston, Pastor Jaheed, Pastor Assistant Tim, and Wild Child Dwight. Now, how many of y'all believe Dwight got the right on? Let me see the hand. No, look at that. That's a lot of belief. Now, you know, right now at home, both his sons just fell asleep. They're like, we don't even want to see this pain and get it wrong. No. What you going to use? Yeah. Y'all stay sleeping. Dad, go ahead, Pastor. I hear you. That's right. You not that account? Let me see. Hold on. Oh, he gonna use, okay. What's he gonna put? Well, let me say that I wouldn't use that one. I'll tell you why. When he brought me Mizraim, I wouldn't use, now what he's saying, when Yahushua brought his Mishpachah into Mizraim, that fella said you wouldn't do that because he put him in Goshen. And he actually set them up to be separate citizens because they was considered to be an abomination, and he didn't even Joseph didn't want to. He specifically told him when he asked you what's your occupation, tell him that you are past Ra'ah. So because they actually abhorred him, they did not like Ra'ah. That's why they put him in Goshen. Goshen happened to be a land. Now, if you have a goat, if you have sheep, and they don't like them. Now they put you in Goshen because Goshen was rich with grass. If you got a herd, that's the best place to keep them. Y'all got it? And remember, in the 23rd chapter of the book of Alahym, he said, Yahuwah was my, that's right, I shall not lack want, right? He making me to lie down where? In Goshen. He would put them in Goshen. Y'all see that? So, all right, I'm wrong. We'll take that wrong. So, only way you're going to use it, because they wouldn't be fellow citizens, I mean, you had the same rights and different things, so they never had that. It was set up from the beginning for them not to be together. Okay, what you gonna? Hold on, who had a hand up for Awesome? Hold on for a minute. Did y'all hear this? That man said he had his hand up before he had his hand up. Ho. We got John. They get outside one again. They ain't not good. Let's see if your answer ain't good though. Let's see. Hold on. You know what your answer is? Don't change it up, Joker. All right, what is it? Tell them about Ruth. That's tight. That's tight. They didn't regard her as a fellow citizen. Because when I'm telling you why you wouldn't use Ruth. You could kinda, the reason why I wouldn't use, no. That man said he'll take counter. Only reason why I'm gonna say that is because if you use that, they're going to argue the fact that she actually wasn't treated as a fellow citizen. When they had her in, when they gleaned, she couldn't pick with them. So if we picking, she couldn't pick. She had to go over, and what she had to get was whatever we dropped. That's why when the woman came in from Canaan, when Yahushua was sat there and she asked for healing, and he was trying to let her know he couldn't take the children's lakana and give it to who? Meaning she was not equivalent or equal to. So Ruth, the fact that she had to glean away from them, and Boaz told her clearly to throw her some down. Versus she could have got her own if she was a fellow citizen. That's why you wouldn't use her. Later on, see, they may get their own caboose. All right, let's see what he got right here. What you got? That's the same thing he's talking about. Naomi and Ruth. Naomi is the grandmother. Ruth is the... Hold on for a minute. Now I got Kara on here. That's it. See, that way y'all want to fight. Hell, Kara got it. Tell them, Kara. Just read. Tell them what it was. Ukar Shabul. All right. That man just told me don't change now. Don't change that now. That's that later. But see, but now, what we got to look at, how do we get to this point based off of, y'all got to remember something. When you're dealing with Yasharal and you dealing with Yehuda, we dealt with things, certain things we held to more than we did the other. That's why he got about how we swallowed camels and strained a gnat. Because certain things we just held to. We just not what we're going to do. Even with Cuff, when he came down and he saw, when it came to Cornelius and them, what he had to do. He had to show him unclean meats at the best day. Yahuwah said, but I cleansed them. He was like, I never eat it, because he knew how we regarded things, certain things we weren't doing. He said, I've never eaten it. Never eaten it. So you know how we regarded things. He said, later he said, Yahuwah showed me not to call no man common, or not to call him something he done cleansed. Don't call them common or unclean, okay? So we looking at what got them to a point of breaking of that, okay? Now Cannon had a hand on what we got.
Well, I was thinking when you had sex with a servant.
When you have sex with a servant? That's sexual servitude. No. I don't know why he got it on that. No, nigga, get my 40, nigga. I'm right here next to Louis now. No, but what you could have used, you went back, I guess, Ula Shamu. You were supposed to have one manner of Torah. For you and for what is the stranger. What is it, Justin? Well, he right there. That's so, the only reason why I'm looking, what y'all was saying are all things you could look at. This is what y'all want to look at. We want to root back to what got them to that point. Because you don't just accept people. There were things he did to make them acceptable. So if you came and you stand in with us, and if you did everything, if you stay here and you kept the Shabbat, I'm just using that. Please, nobody why me thinking I'm saying, see, if you keep Shabbat. No, I'm just using simple, if she kept every ritual we had, then whatever the Torah say to do, that was for her too. Y'all got it. If the Torah said I was supposed to open my arm wide to who? That's right. So she keep everything that we keep. She got everything. She does everything and make all of the appearances, and she poor. But she ain't one of ours. Can't do that. He said you got to have one amount of Torah. The Torah for everybody that was keeping the Torah. Y'all got it? So she's keeping the Torah, which means she's a fellow citizen. That's how they understood to accept people in. Even with Cub and in his mind of dealing with what he dealt with when he saw the Kazum, we're talking about what, well, Okay. So I'm trying to remember, was he asleep, but he went fell in a trance called Zoom. So that's what I was thinking about. So when you even looking at going now, there are certain things still had to revert back to your mind because you were going to be resistant to this. But if you go back and remember, he done went back through the whole Torah. You have one mount of Torah. What was he told about Cornelius? Hands, 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 quick. Can we try this? Can we trust him again? Who I got outside? Nobody. Oh, hey, Hayward. Hayward got it. Hayward. What is it, Hayward? Hayward, please don't shame joining your wife. Hold on, stop, hold on. Put the camera on Hayward out there. Hold on, Hayward, we can get you. Put the camera on Hayward. The whole world need to see him. Hayward, come on here right quick. Come on. Go on the door. Justin, where that bat at? You hit him if he stick his head in that door. Come on. All right, come on. Again. All right, let's go. Tell him what we find. All right, hold on. All right, we ready for his house. Tell him what happened. Devout man. Gave much on. So what we supposed to be? Devout men. And we was also supposed to Yara Alahym, and we supposed to give much arm. Give much to the arm. Because he told you the poor were never going to cease out of land. So what we going to be giving? If they weren't ceased, we were going to constantly be giving. Right? So now Cornelius was doing everything we do. So now how I'm accepting? No, as an Italian guy. I gotta accept him as a fellow citizen. This ain't because I feel like it, it's because the Torah already designated this. This was already predestinated. You're gonna have to get past people that look like you and get to people that will act like you. Y'all got it? It was all about mimicking. They were mimicking by doing the same law. We're mimicking the same behaviors. So that will make them a fellow citizen. Y'all got it? We got people who call people cousins. Cause why? They grew up together, they had the same thing in common, they did the same thing. That's my cousin. We like cousins. You got that because of the things y'all have common. They'll know your parent, I know their parent, I know their aunt or uncle, we know them, we family. Got it? So the Torah already designated this for us. Yes, sir.
How come later on, when they accepted the Greeks, they still keep the
He want to know. I said, my pastor said, okay then, how come then later on they accepted the Greeks? How they were sitting here and they still weren't getting along? Because just like anything with us, when you've done something for a long period of time, you're always constantly working on getting rid of that behavior. I mean, even with Cuff, he done been on Ukad Shabur and he saw people get it. But those people were, of course, Goyim of us, you know what I'm saying, weren't from Jerusalem, but they were still people that were outspersed of us, dispersed, that came back to keep the same ritual and keeping of what we had. I'll put it up for me. So when you look at it, it's still a constant correction of things. Because they were even corrected with that when it came down to that, the same thing with them, that they had to set up some Akim who were able to sit down and knew how things were supposed to be done. So even with that, even with Torah, you still got to have enforcement, just like the stop sign out there, just like the speed limit sign. It's there and it's right, but it don't make nobody stop. So you put a police officer, you put a patrol officer, you put state patrol, you put people out here, you put DOT, Department of whoever, just putting people out here to make sure that these laws aren't being broken, to make sure they're enforced. So you appoint people to realize the law by itself, it won't stop. The book even told you that the law was weak. Through the what was it? Through the basalt. That's why Alahym sent his own being in the what was it? The likeness to give strength to it. And for Qatar, that he could condemn it and declare it to be wrong in the basalt. That's why we can come along and correct it now. Because we don't see somebody come along and give us enough attribute information about why it's important that we don't impede it. We don't go past it. Why we stay with it. But before that, you can break it. The law can't stop nobody from doing nothing. Ain't no law gonna sit here and make me tell them, what law woke you up this morning and brought you in here for Shabbat? It didn't. Gotta be something implanted to enforce it. So that's what we needed. We need an enforcer of the law. Y'all got it? So that's why a lot of this is contingent upon thing. Your mood. You all right? It is. Your degradation. Your family getting wiped out. I'll wipe out everything you grown. Why you think the man wipe out your family? You don't plan the harvest. I come and wipe it all out to show you you're wrong. Y'all got that? Look at even with Ali. What did he do to him? He said, you can't restrain your, keep your seed. I'll wipe them out. I'll kill everything you got. So all these were things that, look, now, guess what? I got something to persuade you now to keep the Torah. Y'all got it. That's the purpose of putting people like me to show on the showers and other people that do this type of job. It is to make sure people are getting clarity and understanding and come down to their behavior. Because it's easy to get away. Because you hear it, don't mean you're going to do it. So it got to be explained with simplicity. There got to be some things here to make sure it's being enforced. Y'all got it. That's why he hold us accountable. That's why he hold us accountable. To whom much is given. Now I want me a great big old church. Much is required. The more you get, the much it's more required. And people don't realize, a lot of people, I want this, I have, so you can have more problems. You look at that man with 4 members and say, boy, you sure got it easy. Sure ain't got the headache and the stress. You got people, the more people you get, the more stress they're going to get you. The more stuff you got to keep up with, the more you got to correct, the more you got to stay on top on. The more you got to meet. The more like me, I meet a lot. Y'all got to meet. They be like, oh, we got to meet again. Because you're trying to prevent behaviors. You're trying to correct behaviors. You're trying to make sure people got understanding. You're trying to make sure our young people following along. Because it's important. We got to grow together. We got to grow together. Y'all know what? It's a purpose. Then he said, no more shall every east teach his neighbor. His right, but he said, everyone gonna know from the least to the greatest. He said, everybody gonna know me. How is it gonna fulfill the Torah? And they shall all be taught Alahym. Y'all got it? That help out, Pastor. Appreciate Pastor. Been my pastor ever since, my reverend ever since I was a little boy. Kerry, what is this? Is this a fight, Kerry? He's like, who now? Shaul. Yeah, that's right. Shaul. He's talking about Shaul in the 2nd chapter of the book of Galatians, when he went up to see Cuff by Kazoom, and he withstood him on him withdrawing away from them. Even after Cornelius and them in the 10th chapter, Acts of the Apostle, he withstood him to his face and told him he was to be blamed. Because when certain came back from Yeukanon, at first he did eat with the Gui. But then he came in, he started withdrawing when they came in. The Yahudim came, he withdrew from it. He told him that he didn't walk, what was it? Why would he use that term? Hands. Austin got it this time. He said, got to be right. Or could it be wrong again? All right, Austin, we got to hold on for a minute. Your family at home looking. Why? Austin Jr. No. Get it right, Daddy. You did all that dancing, Daddy. Turn around so they can see when you answer that. Hold on, home, stay like Dave do. Cool.
That's how he made man. He made man upright.
That's right. That's right. That's right. He made man upright. I need hands. Where that come from? Hands. There you go. Get it first. You got it first. Law. That means both of y'all wrong. Because it was Kahalah. It wasn't no 12, it was 7. Kahalah 7. That man steady going, Tall. I said, they got 12. Keisha said she going to move to another road inside the room. Now it's Kahalah. Kahalah, the 7th chapter, 28. He was seeking for ease, yet his law seeking, but he couldn't find one. One among 1,000 men he couldn't find, or one among all he couldn't find. There's only one thing have I found, that Alahym had made Ish upright. Yeshua. That's why he tried to tell her that he didn't walk upright. See, it was important. So he made him straight. Y'all got it. How did he tell you what to get? The dollar. Say that? So you know how to get in. Then. See, everything he taught her was a premise. This is what they used. They knew exactly how they got to go. The dollar set up straight. You got to go in straight. The way narrow. And the way narrow because you were taught that you weren't supposed to turn. When it's narrow, if a narrow street, how I got time to be doing all this on a narrow street? You can't. If the street narrow, how I got to drive? How I mean? You see what I'm saying? So this is how we understand it. And the same way we're going is how we get through the door. Make sense? That's why he told you, narrow. You ain't got room when it's narrow. Isn't that right? I told you when it come down to the bed. Told you about the cover. It was shorter. And the bed. The cover is on the bed. The bed is narrow and the cover is shorter that a man can't wrap himself in it. Ain't no cover, which he told her before that you ain't have no cloak. That's what he tried to tell you about the cloak for you sin, your Kadeem. Remember that? Yes, sir. If I had not come and spoken to them, not had, but now, no cloak, no covering, because Yeshayahu already told you about it. He said the covering was narrow. The bed is shorter, you can't stretch, and the covering narrow. He said you can't wrap yourself in it. So that's why he let us know you ain't have no cloak for it. A covering. Y'all got that? You couldn't cover up your wrong. Y'all all right? That's how we want to get this thing. We just want the simplicity part. We ain't trying to be no doctorologist or none of this stuff. I want to do is get to the point where we don't commit Kadeem and we make it in. We got to understand it. That's the whole key, this whole thing. Get them understanding. The language going to come. Whether you get it now or not, he said, I'm going to return that anyway. He told he's going to return us a pure language. It ain't going to be what we've been doing. I assure you, when he returned it back to us, we will find all of the errors and the defect. But the first thing we got to do is get our law straight where he'll want to give it to us. Y'all got it? That's the whole purpose. Just want to get just to the plainest, the simplest point. That's all I want. The plainest, simplest point we understand. The complication of what everybody put in here, that's the problem. Listen, man, you need a scientist to dissect all this stuff these folk got us doing. You do. You need a technician, a scientist. You need folk to build a rocket and launching. You need all kind of stuff you get through. Nuclear scientists, by the time they folk get through, these people ain't have all that stuff the way plain. He told when you write it, make it plain. All them people done got here and made it all so scientific and messed it up. The very thing Shaul told us to avoid. He said avoid it. Opposition of science. He said stuff falsely so-called. These folk can't prove a lot of this stuff they tell you. It's stuff falsely so-called. They can't prove it. That's all they folk. The Greeks, all these people, they seek out all this stuff. A lot of stuff, mathematics got these people do. You really can't prove this stuff. You can't prove it. There's nowhere for them to use it. But it sounds good when you know how to do the X, Y, Z and everything that these people do. It sounds good. They really can't prove a lot of the equations in the physics that they use. They really can't prove it. But it sounds good. People just go along with it and people argue for whatever reason they want to argue, but you can't really prove it. And a lot of stuff they can't use it nowhere. Y'all got to go to no store. They might use no physics in no store. Physics to pick your stuff up and put in that buggy and roll up there and get them bags in the car. All that stuff where you using, where you dealing and where you at every day, you can't use this stuff. What we giving you, this stuff you can use in your home by yourself. You can use it in the street in your car. You can use it while you're sleeping. You can use it when you get up. You can use it going in and going out. This will travel you all the way from here over here. These bastards trying to go out of space, and they better be ready to get out of their planet when he put them in the hearts of this Orion. Yo, they need to be trying to get right for. They're wasting time. Trying to build. You think that man gonna let these people build and go somewhere else? These people gonna pay for what they done here. Honest, she ain't gonna pay for what he done here. You not finna go out there and mess with E.T.? That boy ain't messing with that boy riding that little white boy bike and John just taking it easy around. Ain't bothering nobody, ain't no police gonna shoot him. Leave him alone. Cracker go right there and discriminate and tell a lie. We've been here, we from here. My great-great-granddad sailed a ship. Let me get it. Your great-great-great-great-granddad sailed a ship up here to Mars. Cracker never tell lies. He'll get right there and tell the same lies. Christopher Columbus first went to Jupiter. They don't know it. They lies ain't got no end. All they gonna do is gonna tell lies. I'm gonna say, he lying. Same lies he told us down there. So don't believe these folk. They ain't going nowhere. They set y'all up to go on their trip. Keep your money in your pocket. You ain't going. Trip we going on, you ain't gonna have to pay for it, except for with your life. All right? Everybody too. Let's get up and give Mr. Yahuwah a hand clap.